The academy trembles beneath your feet, its secrets begging to be unleashed. What lies beyond the gates isn't just magic, it's a dark force that could consume everything. The power inside you is alive, and you must decide. Will you control it, or will it devour you first? Today is the day. The day you've waited for, dreamed about. You sit among the other students in the gym, your palms sweaty, the air thick with tension. This is your shot. This is your chance to escape this forgotten town. The 10th annual Elite Recruitment Drive is underway. But none of the students know what's really at stake. The elites, the idols of the Golden Dragon Nation, heroes, beasts of power, are coming to decide their fates. But the excitement quickly fades as the military elites enter, not the singers or movie stars everyone had imagined. The room falls silent, disappointment rippling through the students. But there's no time to waste. This is real. This is the moment. The elite soldiers might not be glamorous, but they are the true protectors of the Golden Dragon Nation. You've heard of them before. They're the ones who protect the people from the beasts, the monsters that lurk beyond the borders, the ones you've only heard stories about. You feel the cold, the weight of the moment. The awakened one, that's you. You've been waiting for this day, your heart racing. But this isn't just about excitement, it's about survival. The Crimson Healer comes toward you, a cart full of syringes. The serum, the Mana Awakening Serum, the Divine Serum that will decide if you have what it takes to leave this backwater mining town and join the elite. Will you be someone special, or will you remain just another cog in the wheel? You close your eyes as the Crimson Healer slides the needle into your arm. Pain explodes through your body like 1,000 tiny needles, every cell in your body burning. Something is wrong. This isn't just the usual pain. This feels like your very soul is being torn apart. You gasp for air, but your lungs refuse to take in enough. The agony is unbearable. You can't breathe, you can't move. The world goes dark, and you feel yourself slip into unconsciousness. This is it. You won't make it. You're one of the rare few who will fail. Your body will reject the serum, and you'll die like the others. But then, a faint voice cuts through the blackness. There you are, the voice says. It's a woman's voice, soft and soothing. I thought we lost you there for a minute. You blink your eyes open, and pain floods back into your body. The world spins, but you force yourself to focus. The Crimson Healer is smiling down at you, her crimson eyes watching you intently. You're alive, but only just. The world isn't as it was before. You can feel something different inside you, something powerful, something dark. Your body is still shaking from the pain, but your mind is clearer now. The woman with the red eyes steps back, and you slowly look at your arm. You see 3 deep claw marks, like someone, scratched you. The pain subsides, and you realize you're not just awake. You've changed. This is a good sign, she says, and her smile deepens, though it doesn't quite reach her eyes. You're one of the lucky ones. The serum worked. Her voice is distant now as she walks toward a girl nearby, injecting the next student with the glowing golden serum. The room is filled with a quiet tension as everyone watches. You're different now. The marks on your arm aren't just scars. They're your legacy. The Crimson Healer's crimson eyes meet yours once more. You've been chosen. Welcome to the Golden Dragon Nation's future. But it's hard to believe her words when your body still feels like it's being torn apart. You're not sure what this means, but you know this is only the beginning. Whatever the serum has awakened in you, it's only a taste of the chaos that lies ahead. You're not dead. At least you don't feel dead. Your body is still shaking, and every breath you take feels like the sharp sting of 100 needles in your chest. But your mind is clearer now, sharper. You feel the heat seeping into your skin, the strange energy that's now pulsing beneath your flesh. You glance down at your forearm. The claw marks are still there, but they're different now. They're no longer just shallow scratches. The marks are deeper, more pronounced, like they've been carved into your skin, but there's no wound, no blood. The marks are glowing faintly, like they're alive. Your heart races. You don't understand this. How can this happen? You were supposed to be one of the failed ones. The pain, the burning, it was supposed to kill you. But instead it's done something else. Something that feels different. Something powerful. The Crimson Healer watches you, her red eyes gleaming with something satisfaction. Pity? You've awakened. The word lingers, cool and unclear. You have no time to ask why. The markings respond with a faint glow, as if recognizing something newly present. It's subtle but real, like a doorway gently opening. And then, stillness, but she turns from you, already walking toward the exit. Your training will begin soon. The sanctum will show you the rest. For now, conserve your strength. You've crossed the threshold. Most never do. The door closes behind her with a soft click. Silence wraps around you again, but it's no longer the same room. The air feels denser now, charged. The marks on your arm still pulse faintly, like distant echoes of a drum you've only just begun to hear. You stare at them. What do they mean? What are they linked to? What have they made possible? Your thoughts swirl, but one thing rises through the confusion. You can't ignore it. You have to face it. You stand slowly, your limbs still adjusting to the change. Your fingers flex, and you feel it, something coiled, powerful, no longer dormant. Your heart quickens as you reach out, testing. Energy tingles across your skin. The air around you shifts like a breeze stirred from nowhere. This is it. This is the first step. The voice of the Crimson Healer echoes in your thoughts. It's your decision now. You clench your fists, drawing in a steady breath. You're determined to understand what's happening, to master it. One way or another, you'll find the answer. There it is again, that strange ripple. Subtle at first, a hum at the edge of awareness. It doesn't hurt, but it's hard to ignore. Your focus sharpens. Something is shifting inside you, quietly, gradually. Your head feels light for a moment, as though your thoughts are being stretched in a new direction. You hold your ground, eyes narrowing as your senses sharpen. Then, the world clears. Suddenly, you can see farther, clearer. Shapes in the distance that shouldn't be visible become distinct. A shimmer of motion across the courtyard. The movement of leaves far beyond the window. It's like your vision has expanded. You hold your breath, surprised but steady. Whatever this is, you're adjusting to it. The moment steadies. The sharpness fades slightly, becoming something you can manage. Not overwhelming now, just present. Your gaze drops to your hands. The patterns faintly glowing on your arm aren't painful. They simply remain, humming with a quiet presence. Something about them feels significant, but not alarming. You pick up the sword from the drawer. It fits easily in your grip, not heavy, not foreign. The moment you hold it, something aligns. A sense of balance runs through your arms, like your movements are being guided by instinct. You give it a swing. It moves faster than expected, and your muscles lag slightly behind. Not perfectly controlled yet, but the motion lands where you aimed. That's enough to make you pause. You adjust your stance and try again. This time, the arc is smoother. The blade glides forward with a firm precision. When it stops, the distant wall vibrates ever so slightly, dust falling from the stones. You did that. You lower the weapon, your arms slightly fatigued, but your resolve stronger than before. You steady your breath. The sword feels different now. Not just something you hold, it responds. Every movement flows more cleanly. The balance is easier to maintain. You try again. A step forward, a shift in your shoulder, another swing. The room responds to the motion. The air itself bends slightly, reacting to the flow. There's a vibration in the hilt, but it's stable now. Controlled. You move with it. The sword glides through space, following your rhythm. Your steps are lighter, your reactions faster. Each motion carries more intent. The strain on your muscles remains, but it no longer slows you. You're learning how this works, not with force, with precision. Your movements now are smoother, more deliberate. The sword isn't simply a tool, it's becoming part of how you move, how you respond. You pause, standing tall again. The energy hasn't gone, it's still there. But now it listens to you. You're not finished, but this is a start, and it's yours to shape from here. Then you stop. The room feels too small for you now, the walls pressing in as if trying to contain you. But you can't be contained anymore. Not by walls, not by rules, and definitely not by your own doubts. You know this now. You're not just a student anymore. You're something more, something powerful. But there's still something missing, something that calls to you from deep within your soul. You lower the sword, your heart still racing from the sheer exhilaration of the power coursing through you. The fight isn't over. Focus, you whisper to yourself. You're close, but you need more. The sword is only one piece. There's another piece inside you, another ability. You can feel it, like a storm brewing in your mind. You close your eyes, focusing on that sensation, the heat swirling inside you. You've already unlocked a fragment of it. The blade was just the start. You need the rest, and that's when it hits. Your mind clears for a moment, and in that stillness, you feel it, a sudden shift, like the sky after a storm, when everything calms before the next wave. The supersight you used before is back, stronger now. You can see beyond the walls, beyond the room. Your vision sharpens, and everything comes into focus. You can see the smallest movements, even the tiniest flicker of energy in the air. You see everything, the dust floating in the air, the faint pulse of the room's magic, the hidden connections between the objects in front of you. This is it. You've unlocked another piece of yourself, but it's not enough. You need more. You push the limits, extending your senses further. You feel it, the connection, the bond to something greater. The magic in the air isn't just in you. It's everywhere. It pulses around you like a heartbeat, a rhythmic force that you can feel in your core. It's calling to you. You raise the sword once more, your vision sharp and clear, the power surging through you as you strike again. Rend. The blade slices through the air with the force of 100 storms. the sensation of cutting through the fabric of the world itself. The power you've unlocked is vast, almost too much to control, but you can control it. You have to. You will master this. You bring the sword down again, this time with more confidence, more control. Rend. The energy releases from the sword, crackling through the air, making the walls vibrate. The impact is immense, the room shaking with the force of it. You can feel the sword hum with power, responding to your will, to your mastery. But you can't stop now. The training has just begun, and you've only scratched the surface. The days blur together as you immerse yourself in training, but the constant feeling of power of change is always with you. Every morning feels like a fresh start, a new opportunity to test your limits. You wake up, your muscles sore from the previous day's combat practice, but your mind sharp and focused. You're no longer the person who walked into the academy. You've changed. Every movement you make is calculated now. Every step feels different, lighter, stronger. You know you've only scratched the surface of your potential, but there's more to be done, more to unlock. The sword feels like an extension of your body, the magic no longer a foreign force, but a part of you. Your mind races as you continue to train, searching for new ways to push yourself. Every strike, every movement is a test, a challenge to yourself. You want more. You need more. Today, you're training with the other elite students in a simulated combat environment. The air is thick with the tension of competition, every fighter eager to prove themselves. You step into the arena, your heart pounding in your chest. Your body hums with anticipation. Your first opponent is a young man, tall and broad-shouldered, with the aura of a natural-born, the battle-hardened warrior. He smiles at you, confident. He doesn't know what's coming. The fight begins, and his first move is a flurry of strikes, each blow coming at you faster than you can react. You block, parry. But it's clear that he's skilled, dangerously skilled. His strikes are heavy, precise, his movements fluid and practiced. You're forced on the defensive, but you feel the heat rise within you, that familiar surge of power from the claw marks on your arm. The energy inside you wants to be released. You dodge another strike, and in that moment, it happens. The sword feels weightless in your hand as you swing it with an explosive crack, catching him off the silent protector. You press forward, every muscle in your body focused, and the energy flows through you like a river breaking its banks. The blade cuts the air with a shriek, slamming into his weapon with enough force to knock him back. He stumbles, his confidence shattered, and before he can recover, you're on him. Rend you strike. The impact is clean, controlled, and you feel it. The power inside you, the magic, the raw energy, it all comes together in one moment. You've mastered it. You've surpassed yourself. He falls to the ground, gasping for air, unable to move. You stand over him, your heart racing, your breath ragged. But the excitement doesn't last. The victory feels hollow. You can't stop, not yet. You've beaten him, but you know you can do better. You must do better. The following weeks are a blur of training, exams, and interaction with your peers. But there's something different about the Academy's methods. It's not just about physical prowess, it's about strategy, tactics, and how well you can think under pressure. The pressure builds with each new challenge. Your body aches, but your mind is sharper than ever. You sit in your first academic test, the papers before you filled with complicated equations and magical theory. The knowledge in these books is vast, overwhelming, and foreign. But something clicks inside you as you focus on the words. You've learned more than you realized. It's not just the power in your body, but the knowledge in your mind that will separate you from the rest. Your mind races, piecing together the information, the magic formulas you learned in your first weeks. You work quickly, your hands moving across the paper with fluidity. The answers come to you with ease, the magic making sense in ways it never did before. You're not just learning magic, you're becoming magic. But the test isn't over yet. You know that. The true challenge of the Academy isn't in these walls. It's in the combat tests, the practical application of everything you've learned. Later that afternoon, you find yourself on the training grounds again, facing a new opponent. This time, it's not a student, it's the grizzled instructor. The grizzled instructor, a grizzled veteran, holds his sword with ease. His stance is firm, his eyes cold and calculating. He's been here longer than you, and his power is palpable. You've made progress, the grizzled instructor says, his voice gruff. But this is where you find out just how far you've come. You feel the blood rush to your head, your heartbeat thundering in your chest. You raise your sword, the grip cold in your hand, but the energy is already rising within you. The fight begins, and every muscle in your body reacts without hesitation. The grizzled instructor moves first. A lightning-fast strike aimed straight at your chest. You feel the power surge in your arms as you deflect the blow, stepping to the side. He doesn't pause, his movements flowing seamlessly into another series of attacks. You're on the defensive, but not for long. You move faster now, your body in sync with the sword. The blade becomes an extension of yourself. The power surges again, and you strike quick, sharp, relentless. Your attack forces the grizzled instructor back, his eyes widening in surprise. For a moment you think you've won, but he recovers instantly, launching another wave of attacks. But this time, you're ready. You don't just react, you anticipate. Every strike, every motion, you predict it before it happens. The energy inside you feels infinite now, and you're finally in control. You launch forward, the sword cutting the air with crisp precision, landing a hit that makes the grizzled instructor stumble. He doesn't back down, but the fight shifts in your favor. You press forward, your speed and power overwhelming his defenses. The clash of your blades echoes in the air, but it's your heartbeat you hear above all. And then, with one final strike, you knock his sword from his hand. The grizzled instructor stares at you, a slow smile spreading across his face. "You've done it," he says, nodding in approval. "You've passed the test, but this is only the beginning." You've faced your first trial, but the road ahead is far from clear. The magic inside you stirs, restless and demanding. Each step you take brings you closer to something much bigger, something more dangerous. The Academy's true trials have just begun. The gates of the Golden Divine Academy lie just ahead, but the air around you feels heavy. The train's announcement cuts through the tense silence, telling you to prepare for disembarkation. Your heart pounds in your chest, anticipation coursing through your veins. This isn't just another step, this is everything. You pack the snacks you scavenged from the train's kitchen, throwing them into your backpack along with the spare uniforms and shoes. The black metal gauntlets slip on easily, the sharp claws glinting in the morning light. You hang the short sword from your hip. You're ready. Or at least you tell yourself that. There's no rule saying you can't carry more than one weapon. You weren't reprimanded when you practiced with them, so you'll be fine. The train comes to a halt, and the world shifts. You hear that the silent protectors announce that you've reached the stop before the academy, and the students are ushered out one by one. The door opens with a dull groan as you step out into the narrow corridor, feeling the ground shake under your boots. You breathe in deep. The air smells fresh, strangely fresh, like trees and flowers. No dust here, no grime from the mines. It feels different. And you can feel it, the magic of the academy, like a tingle in your bones, warning you that this place isn't like anything you've known. You step off the train, your boots sinking slightly into the soft ground. It's quiet at first, just the wind rustling the grass. You notice other students trickling out behind you, all of them too tired to speak, their bodies worn out from their first day of practice and lack of sleep. The silent protector steps forward again, raising his voice to get your attention. "Welcome to Golden Divine Academy," he says, his tone official. "As part of your initiation, you will walk the grounds to the front gates. This tradition has been carried on for generations. Only those who make it through will begin their new lives as awakened elites." The words rattle through your mind. You're not just walking to the gates. This is a test, and you feel it in your gut. The students are still confused, but you feel a strange calm wash over you. You know this is just the beginning. The silent protector warns, "Be careful, the grasslands look empty, but it's not always as it seems." You don't know what to expect, but you know this. You're not afraid. The moment you step into the grassy field, you feel it, the weight of the trial, pressing down on your shoulders. The vast open space before you should feel freeing, but it's anything but. The earth mice begin to stir in the tall grass, their small figures darting between the blades, but you're not worried. Not yet. "Stay close," you say, rallying the others. Your voice is steady despite the tension winding its way through your chest. You can feel the wind brush against your skin, but something in the air feels wrong. Every step you take feels heavier, the ground beneath you sinking just a little bit more with each movement. Your body knows there's danger here. Without warning, the first rock flies from the grass. It whizzes past your head with a sharp hiss. A warning. You feel your instincts kick in, every nerve in your body snapping to attention. A second rock comes. You swat it away easily with your gauntlet, your fingers feeling the weight of the power inside you, burning, restless. Another rock. Ding, another flick of your wrist, zing. You feel the magic surge again, the wind howling in your ears as the first earth mouse falls. Then another crack, another arc of energy cutting through the air. More coming, you warn the others, already moving toward the next wave of incoming rocks. They're fast, the mice, their claws sharp as they hurl stones with deadly precision. Your sword feels like it belongs to you now, each movement a fluid extension of your will. Your gauntlets hum with power, ready to strike. A sudden rush of energy makes you move before your mind can catch up. Your body reacts, a flurry of motion, and you're on the next mouse before it can move another inch. Rend. The magic bursts from your palm, the mouse vanishing into dust before it even reaches its next target. You feel the surge inside you, the hunger growing. Every strike, every movement is like a spark igniting a fire. And soon, you're unstoppable. The remaining mice scatter, but you know the danger isn't over. You've shown them you're the one in control, but you're just getting started. This isn't just about fighting, it's about survival. The air around you crackles with tension, but you don't let it distract you. The earth mice are retreating, but you can sense the deeper danger lurking. The others are still catching their breath, looking around in confusion. They're not used to this, but you are. You gather them together quickly, your voice steady but commanding. Form up, stay close, we'll move as a group. The uncertain mage steps up beside you, looking uncertain but determined. She's already trying to cast a spell, but it's clear from the way her hands shake that she's exhausted. I can't. You can. You cut her off, your voice firm. Just stay focused. We move forward, together. No one gets left behind. She nods, her eyes flickering with something new. Trust. It's a small victory, but it matters. The battle-hardened warrior, still catching his breath, grips his axe tightly. He's older than the others, more experienced, but he's not a leader. Not yet. That's where you come in. You can see the cracks in their resolve. They need someone to lead them, someone to keep them together when the storm hits. And right now, that someone is you. You gesture for them to follow, your eyes scanning the field ahead. The tall grass shifts in the wind, but there's no sign of movement, for now, anyway. Keep the silent protector up, you warn them, your voice low. The grass hides more than just the mice. Stay alert. With every step, the tension builds. The earth mice are gone, but something else is out there. You can feel it in the pit of your stomach, the gnawing sense that this isn't just a walk to the gates, it's a test. A test to see how far you'll go, how far you'll push. Suddenly, a rustle in the grass. You're the first to react, moving in a blur, your sword already raised. The others follow suit, but they're slower. You're faster, and that's all that matters now. From the grass, vines explode, twisting, reaching for your legs. A plant monster, its roots like living serpents, strikes at you. You don't flinch. You swing your sword, the blade cutting through the first vine with a sharp crack. But more come. More vines, more monsters. They wrap around your comrades, pulling them down, but not you. You move, cutting through the air, dodging and striking. Your gauntlets glowing as they absorb the magic. The power inside you is uncontrollable now. It's like a wave, crashing over you. But you control it, shape it, use it to protect. Over here, you shout, pulling the uncertain mage out of the path of a vine that nearly drags her under. She's shaking, but you don't have time to comfort her. The others need you. The battle-hardened warrior is pinned, his axe useless against the unrelenting vines. You move faster than he can blink, cutting him free with a single slash of your blade. He stumbles back, gasping, but he's alive. That's all that matters. The fight doesn't last long, but it feels like hours. Your muscles ache, your energy waning, but you don't stop. You can't. You can feel the bond forming between you and the others. They're trusting you now. And you'll be damned if you let them down. The last of the vines snap under your blade, and the silence that follows feels heavy. The danger has passed for now, but you know there's more. You've only scratched the surface of what's waiting for you. The uncertain mage is still trembling, but she manages a weak smile. Thanks, she says, her voice shaky. You nod, not slowing down. We keep moving. This isn't over, not by a long shot. You lead the group forward, every step heavy with the knowledge that more danger is waiting. But something's different now. You're no longer just a student on a field trip, you're the leader of this group. And you're starting to understand what that means. The vines, those ferocious beasts, had tested you all. But you've passed the test, barely. You feel the power growing inside you. The magic is becoming part of your blood, part of who you are. And that's a frightening thought. But it's also the key to your survival. As you press on, the air grows colder, and you can feel the tension thickening. The trees ahead are massive, their branches heavy with ancient magic. The gate of the academy looms beyond them, but you can't stop now. Not until you're through the gates. The others are following closely behind you, but you can feel the exhaustion in their movements. They're pushing forward, but slowly. You glance over your shoulder at them. They're learning. And that's the most important part. The battle-hardened warrior's strides are stronger now, his grip on his axe steady. The uncertain mage, though still unsure of herself, has cast a protective barrier around the group, her eyes sharp, focused. They're adapting. And you're starting to think you've learned something too. You're not just here to survive the tests. You're here to thrive, to master your magic, your skills, to prove that you belong at the Golden Divine Academy. You're through the gates now, but the moment you step past them, the weight of the academy hits you like a wave. The walls loom high above, towering, unyielding. The stone beneath your feet feels cold, as if it's been here for centuries. And the magic in the air presses on your skin, heavy and suffocating. The other students are still catching up, some looking around in awe. But you don't have time for awe. The academy has no place for weakness. You feel the power inside you growing, uncontrollable. But you're still standing. And that's what matters. You take in the sight of the academy massive stone walls covered in ivy, windows high up, their glass reflecting the sunlight like shards of ice. There's a strange beauty to it, but there's something else too. The air is thick with secrets. You can feel it in your bones. This place is more than just a school. It's a test, a trial that has only just begun. Follow me, the silent protector says, leading the way to the main hall. His voice is steady, but you can hear the tension behind it. Everyone's on edge here. Even the staff are nervous. The halls inside are dark, the light dim and cold. Everything is old. The walls are adorned with centuries-old tapestries. Their colors faded, but still haunting. The silence is oppressive. You feel as though you're walking through a forgotten temple rather than a school. It's unsettling. The silent protector stops in front of a large door. It's wood, worn and ancient. This is where you'll stay, he says. Each of you will receive your assignments here. You step inside. The room is large, spacious, but it's also cold. You can't shake the feeling that something's off. The walls feel like they're closing in, and the air seems thicker, heavier. A few students have already gathered, their eyes wide as they take in their new surroundings. They're nervous, but you're different. You've already felt the power awakening inside you. You're not here to survive. You're here to prove that you belong. You take a seat, your eyes scanning the room. The others are still murmuring to each other, their words lost in the hum of your thoughts. You don't care about them, not right now. You're thinking about what's coming next. You know this is only the beginning. You've barely scratched the surface of what you're capable of. And you're going to master it. The next few days blur together, the routine of training, studying, and meeting with the other students becoming more familiar. But something inside you doesn't feel right. There's something hidden here. You can feel it, that nagging sensation that won't go away. You've spent enough time exploring the academy's grounds to know the place is more than it seems. The halls are labyrinthine, twisting and winding in ways that don't make sense. The rooms seem to stretch on forever, and the whispers you hear in the shadows only make it worse. One night, after a particularly grueling training session, you find yourself wandering the hallways again. It's late, everyone else has retired to their rooms, but you're not tired. Not yet. You pass by the courtyard where you trained earlier, and something catches your eye. A door. It's tucked away, hidden behind a thick tapestry. It's small, almost unnoticeable, but you know it's there. You feel it pulling you. You step toward it, your fingers brushing against the cold wood. The sensation is electric, a sharp jolt of energy that runs through your spine. It's like you're meant to find it. You twist the handle and the door creaks open, revealing a dimly lit room. Inside, the air smells musty, ancient, like dust and forgotten knowledge. The room is small, but packed with old books, scrolls piled high in the corners. You feel a chill run down your spine. This room doesn't belong here. It's not part of the academy, you know. As you step inside, your eyes land on something on the desk, a journal. The leather is worn, its edges frayed, but the writing on the front catches your attention. For the chosen. The hairs on the back of your neck stand up. You don't know why, but the words call to you. You walk forward, your hand trembling as you reach for the journal. It feels like it belongs in your hands, like it was waiting for you. You open it, the pages creaking as you turn them. The writing inside is scrawled in ink, hurried and urgent. The words seem to blur, but you can make out a few lines. The power lies in the blood. They must learn to control it, or it will control them. You flip through the pages, your heart racing. What is this? You're drawn deeper into the journal, reading about the academy's secrets, the hidden powers that flow through the veins of those who've awakened. The book speaks of the chosen, those who are meant to rise above the rest. The last page catches your eye. It's marked with a strange symbol, an eye, the uncertain mage of a clawed hand, similar to the one on your arm. Your heart skips a beat. Is this a clue? Is this your fate? You close the journal quickly, the weight of its words pressing down on you. You don't know what it means yet, but you know this is just the beginning. Something in your gut tells you that you've unlocked a piece of the puzzle, and whatever comes next, you're going to be ready for it. The days leading up to the final test are a blur of endless training, studying, and self-reflection. The pressure is crushing. You know this is the point where everything changes. The final test will determine your future here, and you can't afford to fail. The room is silent when you step in for the final examination. It's larger than any of the rooms you've been in before, cold and clinical. Its walls lined with strange devices and tools. A test of skill, but also of character. The sense of something more hangs in the air. You're not the only one standing here. Other students file in, all of them carrying the same uncertainty. You exchange fleeting glances with some of them, their faces pale, their eyes hollow. They're just as scared as you are. A tall man in black robes steps forward, his eyes sharp and cold. You've seen him before in the halls, observing you and the others. Today, he says, his voice cutting through the tension, you will be tested. Your combat abilities, your magic, but most importantly, your ability to adapt under pressure. The words hang heavy in the air, and you feel the weight of them pressing against your chest. You've faced the monsters, the trials, but this test feels different. It feels final. The test begins, and you are pitted against the other students, one-on-one. It's a battle for survival, and you know the stakes. You've trained for this. You've felt the power growing inside you. But now it's time to see if you can control it. The first fight is brutal. Your opponent is strong, quick, and skilled. His magic flows through the air with a deadly precision, his movements fast and unforgiving. You can feel the magic crackling in the air as you deflect his attacks, your energy humming as you parry and strike. But it's not enough. The pressure is mounting. You're holding your ground, but just barely. You can feel the power stirring inside you, but it's unstable, untamed. And then, just as you're about to be overwhelmed, it clicks. The energy floods your body, surging outward in a controlled burst. You move faster than you ever have before. Each strike is clean, calculated, and with devastating force. Your gauntlets glow as they absorb the magic, your sword cutting through the air with surgical precision. The fight ends with a final, decisive blow. You stand over your fallen opponent, panting, your body shaking, but there's no time to rest. The next challenge is already waiting. The rest of the test is a blur of intensity and chaos. The other students are fierce, but you're faster, you're stronger, you're ready. When the final bell rings, you're the last one standing. Your body is bruised, your energy drained, but the exhilaration is undeniable. You've passed. You've proven yourself worthy of the academy. But it's not over. This is only the beginning. You stand tall, your heart pounding in your chest. This is who you are now. The aftermath of the final test is nothing like what you expected. The halls are filled with the buzz of congratulations, students congratulating one another, their faces full of relief and joy. You, however, feel a strange emptiness in your chest. You've made it. You've passed. But something is missing. As the other students celebrate, you slip away into the courtyard. The stars above are bright, the moon full. The silence here is different from the tension inside the academy. It's peaceful, almost calming. But there's a storm inside you. You've changed. The power inside you is a constant reminder that you're no longer just a student. You're something more. And while the others are celebrating, you know this is just the beginning. A voice breaks the silence. It's the Crimson Healer, the one who injected you with the serum. She steps out from the shadows, her eyes watching you with an intensity that's unsettling. You've done well, she says softly, but there's more to this academy than you realize. The real test has only just begun. Her words send a chill down your spine. What does she mean? The following weeks pass in a whirlwind of new challenges, training sessions, and tests, but something inside you continues to itch. You've been accepted into the Golden Divine Academy, but there's a weight that hangs over you now. The Crimson Healer's words echo in your mind. The real test has only just begun. The Academy's lessons have begun to shift in tone. The first few days were filled with magic, swordplay, and tactical drills. But now, they've added something else: secrets. The whispers in the halls grow louder, more urgent, and you can feel the tension hanging in the air. Students no longer speak openly, their faces drawn and tense. It's as if something darker is moving beneath the surface of the academy. You've seen the looks that the grizzled instructors give each other when they think no one is watching. The way their eyes shift nervously when they think you're not paying attention, and the sudden odd silences in class. They don't trust you. They don't trust anyone. And neither do you. A part of you wonders whether you belong here. It's not just the power awakening inside you or the claw marks on your arm that set you apart from the others. It's the feeling that something is wrong, something is hidden, and you've got to find it. And late one night, you slip out of your dorm room unable to sleep, your thoughts racing with possibilities. You don't know why you're doing this. Maybe it's the restlessness inside you, or maybe it's the weight of the secrets you've overheard. But you're going to find out what's really going on. You make your way through the darkened halls, careful to avoid the patrolling, the silent protectors. The academy feels different at night, empty, almost haunting. You're drawn to the old, unused wing of the academy, a place you've never been allowed to explore. The doors creak open as you step inside, your heart pounding. You're not sure what you're looking for, but you know something is here. The air smells musty, the walls covered in ivy and dust. You push deeper into the dark corridor, and then you see it. A door tucked away behind a tapestry, its edges barely visible in the shadows. This is it. You know it before you even touch the handle. This is where the mystery begins. The door opens with a low creak, and you step inside. The room is small, dimly lit by a single flickering candle. It's filled with books, scrolls, and papers scattered across the floor. But it's not the mess that draws your attention. It's the strange symbols etched into the walls, symbols you've never seen before, their meaning just out of reach. They feel familiar, like something from a distant dream. You step further in, your fingers brushing the edges of the papers. The writing is old, ancient, and it speaks of forbidden magic. Power, dark power. The words send a chill down your spine, but you can't stop. Your eyes are drawn to the book on the table, the one that seems to call to you, its pages yellowed and worn. You open it, and your hands tremble as you read the first line. The bloodline awakens the power. The chosen must claim it, or it will claim them. The meaning is clear. This is about you, the chosen, the one who survived the serum. You feel a surge of fear, a wave of uncertainty that crashes over you. What does this mean? What is the Academy hiding? A faint sound behind you makes you turn, and you freeze. The shadows shift as a figure steps from the corner of the room, their face obscured by a hood. The air grows colder, and a deep, unsettling voice fills the room. You shouldn't be here, the voice says, its tone low and calm, but full of menace. You've seen too much. You take a step back, your body tense. There's no escape now. The secret is out. And so is your fate. The figure steps closer, the tension thick in the room, and they raise a hand. You're in danger. The Academy has been watching you. You've been marked. Marked? You can feel your pulse quicken, your mind racing as you try to process the words. What does this mean? What does the Academy really want? There's no turning back now, the figure whispers, as if reading your thoughts. They won't stop until they have what's theirs. A loud bang shakes the room, and the walls tremble. Your heart races as the figure vanishes into the shadows, leaving behind only a chill and the unsettling feeling that everything has changed. You stand there, frozen. The book slips from your hands, falling to the ground with a heavy thud. The battle is far from over. Each victory brings new questions, new challenges. The power you've awakened is only the beginning, and the darkness you must face now is unlike anything you've encountered before. The real test begins now. The gates of the Golden Divine Academy stand wide open before you, but something feels wrong. The air here is thick, heavier than you expected. The ground beneath your feet trembles again, sending a shiver down your spine, a warning. The test has already begun. You step forward, your boots crunching against the cobblestone path, the sound ringing loud in the eerie silence. The other students around you are hesitant, their faces tense, eyes darting to the towering walls of the Academy. But you aren't like them. You've already survived the field, the Earth's trial. Now you're here to prove yourself. The path leading to the entrance seems endless, stretching far into the distance, the gates looming larger with each step. The weight of the Academy presses against you, its very presence an unspoken challenge. You can hear the faint hum of magical energy in the air, an undercurrent that vibrates against your skin. It's a pulse constant, steady, and invasive. You feel it in your chest, a reminder that you're not here just to study. This is where you'll rise or fall. The first test isn't written in books, it's alive. The students around you start to speak, murmuring amongst themselves, but the air is still thick with uncertainty. Fear. It's almost palpable. Ahead of you, a group of upperclassmen waits, watching silently. They stand like statues, their posture rigid, their eyes sharp. They see through you. Their judgment is silent but oppressive. They don't need to speak. Their presence alone is a test. They're the gatekeeper of trials. A woman in black robes steps forward, her gaze piercing. She doesn't smile. She doesn't need to. You've made it this far, but the real test starts now. You don't respond. Words seem futile here. This is the moment, the beginning of your trial, where the true path to power lies. She waves her hand, and suddenly the ground shifts beneath your feet. The stones rumble, and then, before your eyes, the ground splits open. It's not a crack or a gap, it's a chasm, a deep, dark void that seems to stretch to infinity. The air is cold now, the temperature dropping instantly, sending a shiver down your spine. This is the chasm of trials, she explains, her voice calm, almost too calm. You must cross it to reach the Academy's heart. There are no shortcuts. Only those who can conquer it will truly earn their place. You can feel the unease in the students around you. Some hesitate, glancing nervously at the chasm. They want to turn back. You can see it in their eyes. But you know better. You've faced worse. Without a second thought, you step forward. Your foot touches the edge of the chasm, and the ground beneath you shudders. The air thickens with magical pressure, but it doesn't stop you. The challenge is here. It's a test of your resolve, your strength, and your ability to adapt. A spark ignites within you. The energy inside you, from the serum, from the claw marks on your arm, it surges, pushing you forward. You feel the power grow, building up with each step you take. And then the first trial begins. The moment your foot steps into the chasm, the ground beneath you shifts, and a gust of wind slams into you, sending you tumbling forward. You don't panic, you're fast. You roll, regaining your balance in an instant. But it's not over. The wind doesn't stop, it intensifies. The air presses against you like a physical weight, pushing you back toward the edge. Your body strains as you fight against the invisible force, but you can feel the energy, the raw, chaotic magic of the chasm. It's like a force trying to hold you back. But you won't be stopped. The wind picks up speed, a storm now, howling and furious, but you push forward. Your muscles burn, but the magic flows through you, amplifying your strength. You raise your hands, the gauntlets crackling with energy, and, with a single command, the wind stops just like that. The air calms, the wind fades, and the chasm ahead begins to shift slowly, but surely a path clears, like the earth itself is reacting to your will. You've done it. You've conquered the first trial. You've earned this moment. The gatekeeper of trials watches you silently, her expression unreadable. You don't need her approval. You've already proven to yourself that you belong here. This is just the beginning. You've passed the first test, but the real challenge is just beginning. The path ahead is still shrouded in mystery, the air thick with unspoken tension. You've earned your place here, but that's only part of it. The academy doesn't give second chances. Fail now and you'll disappear, just like the ones who never returned. The wind is still harsh against your skin, the air colder than before. You step back onto solid ground, your feet firm against the shifting stones. You feel the power surge again, the magic that was once foreign now flowing like a natural part of you. Your gauntlets hum with energy as you cross the threshold into the next phase of the trial. The gatekeeper of trials watches, her eyes sharp, but you barely notice. You're not focused on her, you're focused on the path ahead, what comes next. Before you can move forward, the ground shudders again, and the chasm before you seals up, closing the way behind. The gatekeeper of trials' voice cuts through the silence. This is your true trial. So, she declares, her words echoing in the space around you. The arena awaits. The arena. The words sink in slowly, and a chill runs down your spine. You've been through physical tests before, but nothing like this. The ground beneath you trembles again, and suddenly the earth cracks open, revealing a massive pit, a fighting arena. You step forward, your heart pounding. You're not ready to face what's in there, but you don't have a choice. The moment you step into the arena, the temperature drops even further, and the air grows thick with a strange pressure. It's suffocating. You feel the magic everywhere, swirling around you like a storm just waiting to explode. The sounds of the crowd reach your ears, faint but clear. You're not alone. The academy students are watching, observing you, waiting. Out of the shadows steps a figure tall, imposing, and wrapped in black armor. The air crackles with magic, and you can feel it. This isn't just another student. This is someone who's seen countless battles, someone who's been trained to kill. This is your first real test, and you know, deep down, it won't be easy. The opponent raises his weapon, an obsidian black spear, the tip gleaming in the low light. He doesn't speak, doesn't need to. His stance says it all. He's here to fight. And you're here to survive. Your muscles tighten, your breath shallow. You're not sure if you're ready for this fight, but your instincts scream that this is it, the moment where you prove everything. You're not backing down. He lunges, faster than you expected, the spear slicing through the air like lightning. You barely dodge, the tip grazing your side. Pain explodes where it hits, but you push it down. This fight isn't about your wounds, it's about survival. Your sword feels light in your hand, but your movements are sluggish, still not used to the intensity. You swing, but he's already moving again. His spear striking at your defenses with deadly accuracy. You're outmatched. For a moment, panic rises in your chest, the pressure of the magic pressing against you like an invisible weight. You know you're not fast enough to match him in raw combat, but you're not just here for physical strength. You've got magic. You've got power. Your gauntlets hum again, the energy building, ready to burst. With a growl, you raise your hand, and the earth beneath you shudders. You feel the magic coursing through you, the raw power, and for the first time, you understand how to wield it. You push the energy outward, and the ground erupts beneath your feet. Rocks fly into the air, creating a barrier between you and your opponent. The soldier staggers back, surprised. That's all you need. In that brief second, you swing your sword with everything you've got. The magic flows through it, amplifying your strike. The blow lands clean, swift, and with all the power you've gathered. The opponent stumbles, his spear knocked from his hands. Victory feels bittersweet as he falls to his knees, gasping for breath. You stand over him, your chest heaving, but your eyes are sharp. You've won. But this fight, this isn't the end. The crowd watches in silence, but it's not their approval you're looking for. You've proven to them, but more importantly, you've proven to yourself. You're not the same person who walked through those gates. You're a fighter. And this is only the beginning. The battle is over. The soldier lies on the ground, breathing heavily, his defeat evident in the bruises marking his body. But this isn't the end. You've passed the first test, but what follows will be even harder. The pressure weighs heavily on your shoulders. You've done well, but there's no time to rest. You can feel the others behind you, the other students, unsure of their place in this academy. They watch you, their gaze is heavy with expectation, but you don't care. You're not here to impress them. You're here to prove something to yourself. The academy isn't just a school, it's a battlefield, and every test is a step toward your survival. You feel the power growing inside you, wild, untamed, dangerous. You need to harness it, control it, or it will consume you. The gatekeeper of trials steps forward again, his voice cutting through the tense air. Now, you must learn to fight together, he says. Surviving on your own will not be enough here. You must learn to rely on your comrades, your allies. Only then will you stand a chance. You look around, your eyes scanning the faces of the students. They're all different, some strong, some weak. But you know that they are your only chance at surviving what's to come. You need to work with them. You need to unite them. Form up, you order, your voice clear and strong. We work together from here on out. If we don't, we'll fail. They hesitate at first, but then, slowly, they start to move. You see them fall into line, to the battle-hardened warrior with the axe beside you, to the uncertain mage with her staff at the rear, her hands trembling but her eyes focused. You remember the sting of the needle, the fire in your veins, and the voice that welcomed you back from the edge of death. You weren't supposed to survive the serum, but you did. You awakened. The power came like a storm, wild, unrelenting, and so did the expectations. You trained, bled, learned to wield a sword that felt like an extension of your soul. And when the instructors put you in the arena, you didn't just survive, you conquered. Now, the gates of the Golden Divine Academy stand ahead. But deep inside, you know, this place isn't just about training heroes. It's about unlocking something far more dangerous. And whatever lies beyond those gates, you're ready to face it. They're trusting you, and that's something you can't afford to lose. You turn to face them, your hand gripping your sword tightly. The energy inside you pulses, the magic ready to be unleashed. You feel the weight of responsibility, not just for yourself, but for them. The path ahead is treacherous, and the trials are only going to get worse. We move forward together, you say, your voice firm. We face what comes as one unit. The group nods, but you can tell there's uncertainty in their eyes. They're not ready, but you will make them ready. You will force them to see the truth. Strength doesn't come from individual power. It comes from working together. And just as you think the group is settled, you hear it, the unmistakable sound of movement, the sharp crack of branches snapping, the ground trembling beneath your feet. You spin around, your senses on high alert. The battle isn't over. The next challenge is already upon you. The ground shakes again as a low guttural growl rises from the depths of the forest. You turn to see a massive shadow moving through the trees, a creature unlike anything you've ever seen before. It's big, its body covered in thick, thorned armor, and its eyes glint with a predatory hunger. This is not just a test of skill, it's a test of survival. Your heart races, but you don't hesitate. You know what has to be done. The other students are still frozen in place, eyes wide with terror, but you don't wait for their reaction. You're already moving, your body reacting faster than your mind. Move, now, you shout, your voice sharp and commanding. The group snaps into action, but the fear is still there, the uncertainty hanging thick in the air. The uncertain mage is the first to cast a spell, her hands trembling as she raises her staff. A bolt of magic erupts from her fingers, but the creature swats it aside with ease, its massive claws cutting through the air. The force of it shakes the ground, sending a shockwave through the group. You feel the power stir inside you, your gauntlets glowing with energy. You need to act fast. This isn't just about winning the fight, it's about keeping everyone alive. You raise your sword and the energy builds within you. The creature charges, and in that moment, you know what to do. With a yell, you step forward, your sword slashing through the air. The magic surges as the blade connects with the creature's armor, sending a pulse of energy through its body. The beast roars, but it doesn't stop, it keeps coming. You can feel the force of the creature's charge, the ground cracking beneath its feet. And your body is already moving, dodging, weaving, anticipating its next strike. The others are still in the back, unsure of how to help, but you can't wait for them to catch up. You need to end this now. You twist your body, pushing the power in your gauntlets into your sword. A burst of energy flies from the blade, slashing through the creature's armor. The impact is explosive, sending a shockwave through the air, and the creature staggers back. The creature growls, its eyes narrowing as it adjusts to the new threat you pose. But it's not just you, the others are starting to catch up. The battle-hardened warrior charges in, his axe raised high. His strike connects with the creature's side, but it's not enough. The creature roars in fury, swinging its claws to knock him away. You don't hesitate. You move faster than you've ever moved before, your sword raised, and with a final push of energy, you strike right into the heart of the creature's weak spot. The sword sinks deep, and with one final roar, the beast crumples to the ground, dead. Silence fills the air, the only sound being the heavy breathing of the group. You stand over the fallen beast, your chest heaving, your body aching from the strain, but your eyes are sharp. You've won. The group looks at you with a mix of awe and fear, but you don't care. You've proven to them that you're not just a survivor, you're a leader. And that's what's going to get them through the next trial. But this is only the beginning. You stand at the gates of the Golden Divine Academy, your breath steady, but your heart still pounding from the recent battle. The beast is dead. But that was just one test, one small challenge in the long road ahead. The academy looms before you, the massive structure stretching into the sky like an imposing mountain. The very walls seem to breathe with ancient magic, their presence heavy in the air. This is it. You've made it, but you can't afford to relax now. The test was only the beginning. The real challenge lies ahead, and you know it. As you walk through the gates, the others follow. Some still shaken by the fight, others unsure of what to expect. But you know one thing, you're not just here to survive. You're here to thrive. The path ahead is lined with tall trees, their leaves glowing faintly under the moonlight. It's beautiful, serene even, but you can feel the pulse of magic here, the hum of power that runs through the academy like a vein. The air is thick with energy, and you can almost taste it on your tongue. You glance over your shoulder at the others. They're all different, some strong, some weak, some already showing the signs of fatigue. But you're different. The claw marks on your arm burn with power, the surge of magic in your veins stronger than ever. You're ready for what's to come. The academy's courtyard spreads out before you, a large open space filled with students practicing, training, and sparring. It's alive with movement, the sounds of weapons clashing, magic sparking in the air. You can feel the excitement building, the tension hanging thick in the air. This is the place where you'll forge your future, and you'll be damned if you let anything stand in your way. But it's not just the physical trials that will define you. As you walk deeper into the heart of the academy, you know that there's something more, something hidden beneath the surface. You've already seen the cracks, felt the shadows lurking just out of sight. The academy's secrets run deeper than you ever imagined. We'll be here for a while. A voice cuts through your thoughts, and you turn to find the battle-hardened warrior who fought beside you earlier. Don't get too comfortable. The real work begins now. You nod. His words are true. The trials haven't even begun, and you've already faced more than most of the others ever will. But you're not done yet. The days blur together after your arrival at the academy. You spend hours training, your body aching from the relentless trials, and yet you can feel the growth inside you, both the power and the weight of the academy's secrets. The air around you is thick with unspoken tension. Students murmur in the halls, their voices hushed as if speaking too loudly would unravel everything. Something is wrong here. You can feel it. One evening, as the sun sets and the academy grounds grow darker, you find yourself walking alone. The academy's corridors are quieter now, the soft sound of your footsteps echoing in the vast emptiness. You're drawn to the greenhouse, a structure you've noticed before but never thought much of. Its glass walls gleam in the fading light, the soft hum of magic that emanates from it almost like a whisper calling to you. You push open the door and the warmth hits you immediately. The smell of plants, fresh and earthy, fills your lungs. But there's something unnatural about the air in here. It's heavy, dense with life, but unnervingly still. The plants inside are unlike anything you've seen before. Huge, towering vines wrapped around the pillars, glowing faintly with bioluminescence. Their leaves shimmer in colors you can't quite place, their edges sharp and dangerous looking. As you step further into the greenhouse, you feel the magic pulsing through the room, vibrating beneath your feet, alive. The plants themselves seem to hum with energy. You step closer to one of the vines, your fingers brushing against the smooth surface. The instant your skin makes contact, a shock of raw magic courses through you, a jolt so strong it sends you stumbling backward. Your body burns with the sudden power, your gauntlets thrumming in response to the magic. You can feel the energy coursing through the air, almost suffocating in its intensity. What are these plants? A soft voice from behind you makes you freeze. Careful, the voice warns, and you turn to find a figure stepping out from the shadows. It's the uncertain mage you've seen in the halls, her expression calm, almost too calm. The plants here aren't just for decoration. You stare at her, confused. What do you mean? You ask, your voice low, wary. The greenhouse holds many secrets, she replies, her gaze sweeping over the room. But there's one thing you should know. Not all of the magic here is meant to be touched. Some of it is. Dangerous. You glance back at the plants. Your curiosity piqued. Dangerous? What kind of danger? You ask, your voice edged with tension. You can already feel the power in the air, the wild magic humming at the edge of your senses. You'll find out soon enough, she says cryptically, stepping closer to you. You've awakened something inside you, the plants. They're attuned to that power. Some, like the ones here, feed off it. You feel your stomach tighten at the thought. The realization hits you. The Academy knows more than it's letting on. They've been watching you, waiting for this moment. Before you can ask more, the uncertain mage steps back, her eyes narrowing slightly. Be careful. These plants, these creatures are not your allies. They won't hesitate to consume you if they sense weakness. Her words linger in the air as she turns and leaves the greenhouse, her footsteps fading into the silence. You're left alone, standing in the middle of the room, the magic still swirling around you, alive. You reach out again, your fingers hovering over the vine you had touched earlier. This time, you pull back. There's too much danger here, too much power you can't control. You step back toward the door, your mind racing. What is the Academy hiding? What else is lurking in this place? As you leave the greenhouse, you look back over your shoulder, the shadows of the plants stretching behind you. Something is stirring inside you, and you can feel it. The mystery of this place is calling to you. The days blur into one long stretch of tension and uncertainty. You can feel it now, the weight of what you've uncovered. The Academy is not what it seems. You've already witnessed the magic in the greenhouse, the strange powers that pulse beneath the surface of everything here. But there's more. You're sure of it. You've spent hours poring over old scrolls, texts, anything you can find that might give you answers. The answers aren't coming easily. The books are riddled with cryptic symbols, phrases that only raise more questions. You can feel the unease growing inside you, but you can't stop now. You have to know more. One night, when the halls are quiet and the students are resting, you slip away from your room, your heart hammering in your chest. You're heading to the restricted section of the library, the one you've heard rumors about. The door is locked, but you know someone left it open for you. You push it open, the door creaking on its hinges as you step inside. The air is thick with dust, and the dim light from your lantern flickers in the silence. The shelves are crammed with ancient books, scrolls, and forgotten texts. The energy here is heavy, pressing against your skin, and you feel it, the weight of history, of secrets waiting to be discovered. You pull one of the books from the shelf, its cover cracked and old. As you begin to read, your heart races. The pages describe an ancient lineage, one that runs through the Academy itself. A bloodline, your bloodline, it seems, is connected to the old gods, the ones who first harnessed the power of the land. It says you're meant to carry this power forward, to awaken the full potential of the blood that runs through you. You can feel your chest tighten as you read the words. You're not just a student, you've been chosen. Suddenly, a voice breaks through your thoughts and you spin around, startled. The Crimson Healer, the one who injected you with the serum, stands in the doorway, her eyes narrowing as she steps forward. You've uncovered the truth, she says, her voice cool, measured. You're caught. The secret is out, and now you must face it. But she doesn't seem angry. In fact, there's something in her eyes that feels almost like approval. You were always meant to find it, she says. The Academy's true purpose, its legacy, is in your hands now. Her words hit you hard. What does she mean by that? What is the real purpose of the Academy? Before you can ask, she gestures toward the door. Come with me. There's more you need to understand. The Crimson Healer doesn't speak as she leads you down the narrow, winding corridors of the Academy. The air grows colder with every step, and the silence between you feels heavy, as if the very walls are listening. You can feel the weight of your newfound knowledge pressing against you, the fear of what's to come, and the power that lies dormant inside you. You've heard rumors about the trials, about the final test that all students must face to prove their worth. But this feels different. This isn't just a test, it's a reckoning. You know you're walking into something that will change everything. The Crimson Healer stops in front of a door, its surface smooth and polished, gleaming with faintly glowing runes. This is it. You step forward, your heartbeat quickening. The door opens with a soft click, revealing a massive chamber beyond. Inside, the air is thick with magic. The room is dark, illuminated only by the eerie glow of enchanted runes etched into the floor. The air crackles with tension, a hum that vibrates in your bones. And there, in the center of the room, stands an ancient altar, its surface covered in runes and symbols you don't recognize. The symbols seem to move on their own, shifting and changing, the power emanating from them palpable. The Crimson Healer gestures toward the altar. Place your hand here, she says. This is where you'll prove your worth. You hesitate for only a moment, the weight of her words sinking in. Prove your worth. What does that even mean? But you don't have time to question it. Your feet move forward, and before you can stop yourself, you place your hand on the altar. The moment your skin touches the cool surface, the room shifts. The ground trembles beneath your feet, and the runes on the floor flare to life, their light blinding as it shoots up your arm, coursing through your veins. Pain erupts through your body, intense, searing pain. You try to pull your hand away, but it's as if the altar is holding you in place, its power locking you down. The runes burn into your skin, a firestorm of magic flowing through you. Your body convulses under the strain, every muscle screaming, your vision flickering. You feel it, the power awakening inside you. It's wild, untamed, and raw. The magic fills you, consumes you. But it's more than that. It's testing you. The altar is testing you. Your legs buckle beneath you, but you manage to stay upright. The pain is unbearable, but you push through it, your body shaking with the intensity of the magic coursing through you. You force your hand to stay on the altar, even as the power threatens to tear you apart. You won't back down. You can't. Not now. You're not sure how long it lasts, minutes, hours. But when it finally stops, you collapse to your knees, gasping for breath. Your body is covered in sweat, your muscles trembling, but the pain has faded. The power inside you is still there, pulsing, but now it's calm, like a storm that's passed. You look down at your hand, where the runes have left glowing marks on your skin, still faintly glowing. You can feel the magic inside you now, alive. It's part of you, and you are part of it. But this trial, this awakening, has changed you. It's given you something more, something you're not entirely sure you can control. The Crimson Healer steps forward, her expression unreadable. You've passed the trial of power, she says, her voice almost a whisper. But this is only the beginning. The true test is how you use this power. You look up at her, your mind spinning, still reeling from the trial. What now? You ask, your voice hoarse. Now, she says, her eyes narrowing. You learn to control it. The real challenge is in the control. The magic can consume you if you let it. You must be stronger than it. Only then will you truly be ready. She turns to leave, her voice echoing in the chamber. Remember, the magic is not your ally unless you make it so. You sit in the silence of the room, the power still thrumming inside you. Control, that's what you need, and right now, you don't have it. But you will. The days after the trial of power are a blur of exhaustion, soreness, and the nagging feeling that something inside you has changed irrevocably. You've learned to control the magic, at least to some extent, but it's always there, just beneath the surface. A constant presence, waiting for you to slip up. The academy feels different now, heavier, more oppressive. You've crossed the threshold, and the air around you seems to vibrate with a strange, unsettling energy. Students keep their distance, whispering behind their hands when they think you're not looking. You can't blame them. They've seen your power, felt the magic surge through the room. You're not the same anymore. But it's not just the others that are on your mind. It's the darkness, the thing lurking beneath the academy's surface. You feel it growing stronger, like a weight pressing down on your chest, suffocating. And each day that passes, you find yourself drawn closer to it, as if you're being pulled towards something you don't fully understand. You can't stop now. You have to find out what it is, what's really going on in the academy. It's late one night when you decide to follow the whispers. The corridors are quiet, the usual hum of magic now muted. The academy is sleeping, but you're not. You move quickly, your footsteps muffled by the stone floors. The cold air wraps around you, the shadows stretching long in the dim light. Something is wrong, but you're not sure what it is yet. The deeper you go, the more you feel it a pull, like an invisible hand guiding you, urging you forward. Finally, you stop in front of a door you've never seen before. It's hidden in the corner of a dark hallway, obscured by ancient tapestries and ivy creeping along the walls. The door is thick with dust, untouched by time, its wood warped and weathered. It looks out of place in the academy, like it belongs in another world entirely. You reach for the handle, your breath shallow, and for a moment, you hesitate. What if you're not ready? What if you open this door and unleash something you can't control? But you know, deep down, that you have to open it. The truth is behind this door. The door creaks open and you step inside. The room is unlike anything you've ever seen. The walls are lined with ancient stone, covered in faded runes that glow faintly in the darkness. There's an eerie silence, but the air hums with a strange energy. And in the center of the room, surrounded by a ring of flickering candles, is an altar, a black stone pedestal that feels like it's drawing the magic toward it. On the altar lies a book, ancient, worn, and covered in dust. But it's not just any book. It feels alive, pulsing with the same energy you felt in your chest ever since your awakening. The magic is drawing you to it, beckoning you closer as if it's waiting for you to open it. You don't know why, but you step forward, your fingers trembling as you reach for the book. The moment your hand makes contact, the room shifts. The air thickens, and the runes on the walls glow brighter. You hear the sound of whispers, too faint to make out, but they seem to grow louder with each second. You open the book, and the words are written in a language you don't understand. But somehow, as you stare at the pages, they begin to make sense. The magic flows into your mind, unlocking something deep inside you. You can feel the knowledge seeping in, the power building with each page you turn. And then you see the truth. The Academy isn't just a school, it's a prison for the most dangerous magic in the world, and you're the key to unlocking it. The book speaks of the Awakened, those who are born with the power to break the seals holding the world's darkest magic at bay. The same magic that you've been tapping into since the moment you arrived. The book details the ritual that will bring forth the final awakening, the final destruction. Your bloodline. You are the key. Your mind spins as you try to process what you've just learned. The Academy has known this all along. They've been training you to release the very power they've been trying to contain. You've been nothing more than a pawn in their game. Before you can make sense of it all, the room begins to shake. The altar trembles, and the candles flicker wildly. The air crackles with magic raw, untamed, and dangerous. The power is awakening. The whispers grow louder. And you realize it's not just the book, it's the magic itself, speaking to you. It's alive, hungry, and it wants out. You slam the book shut, but the energy is still surging. It won't be contained. You feel the power inside you stir, calling to it. And in that moment, you know you've just uncovered a truth that will change everything. But the question remains, what now? The hallway seems endless as you hurry back to your room, your heart still racing. The truth is burning in your mind, but it's not enough. You have to understand more. The book, the knowledge you uncovered in the dark library, keeps pulling at your thoughts. The Academy is not what it seems. You glance over your shoulder, half expecting to see someone following you. The whispers of the other students fade into nothing, the walls pressing closer as you walk. There's no escape now. They know who you are. They know your bloodline. You are the key to their plan, and they're not going to let you slip away that easily. But before you can even get a chance to process it all, the world shifts again. A loud bang echoes through the corridor. The air vibrates with magic, and the lights flicker overhead. Something is happening, and you're right in the middle of it. You push open the door to your room, expecting to find peace. But instead, it's as if the walls themselves are closing in on you. The books on your desk shake violently, the air swirling around you. You feel the familiar surge of power within you, like a beast waking inside your chest. And then you hear a voice. It's soft at first, almost like a whisper on the wind, but it grows louder, clearer. It's coming from within you. The voice speaks to you, its tone dark and foreboding. The time has come. You stagger back, your mind spinning. This can't be happening. Who is this? The voice doesn't answer. Instead, it only repeats its message, the words echoing inside your skull like a drum beat. The time has come. Wake the beast. Claim your power. Your heart races as the walls around you start to shift, warping with the magical energy that is radiating from the depths of the Academy. You can feel the ground tremble beneath you, the air thickening with an unnatural force. And then you realize this is it. This is what you were meant for. You're not just a student here. You've always known there was something more, something you couldn't quite grasp. But now it's all falling into place. You are the key. The power in you is awakening. With a deep breath, you focus, pushing through the fear and confusion. You force your will onto the magic inside you. It resists at first, the energy flaring out of control, but you press on. You have to control it. And just like that, the room quiets. The voice is gone, but the power remains. The magic, no longer wild and untamed, is yours. You've done it. But the question remains, what now? You stand there, your body still humming with magic, your thoughts racing. The voice may have left, but you know the real test is just beginning. They've been waiting for you. You know the Academy's purpose now, but you still don't understand everything. What is the beast? Why does your bloodline hold the key? You step to the door, your hands shaking with adrenaline. There's only one way to find out. You'll have to walk the path they've laid for you, and whatever comes next, you'll face it head on. The night after your discovery feels different. The Academy, once a place of excitement and promise, now feels like a labyrinth. Its walls shifting, secrets hiding in every corner. You've uncovered the truth, but it's left you with more questions than answers. Who can you trust? What exactly have you awakened within yourself? The air is thick with the knowledge that someone is watching. You can feel eyes on you silent, hidden. The hairs on the back of your neck prickle, and you instinctively draw your sword, fingers trembling on the hilt. You're not sure if it's the dark energy that pulses in your veins, the newfound power you're still learning to control, or something more primal that's calling to you. But the tension in the air is almost suffocating. You step through the halls, your footsteps echoing in the silence. And then, out of nowhere, You hear it a loud crash, followed by the sound of footsteps behind you. The floor trembles beneath your feet as you turn sharply, your gauntlets flaring with power. The darkness around you thickens, and a shadow leaps from the corner, fast, silent, and deadly. It's a student, but not one you recognize. His face is obscured by a mask, and his body is cloaked in black, blending with the shadows like he's part of the night itself. His eyes gleam with an unnatural hunger, and his voice cuts through the air with sharp precision. "You've been chosen," he sneers, "but you've gotten in the way." Before you can react, he lunges, a swift and calculated move that leaves you no time to think. His blade flashes in the low light, aimed directly at your chest. You dodge, just barely, the tip of the blade grazing your side, sending a burst of pain through your body. It's enough to make your vision blur for a moment, but you push through it, your instincts kicking in. Your sword is out in a flash, the sharp edge slicing through the air as you block his next strike. Sparks flying from the impact. He's fast, too fast. Your arm burns from the force, but you don't hesitate. You swing your sword at him, but he dodges. His movements are fluid, practiced. He moves like he's anticipating every move you make, like he's known you all along. This isn't just a fight, it's a test. Your gauntlets hum with power, and you feel the energy surge within you. You push it outward, unleashing a burst of magic that sends him flying back, crashing into the wall. For a moment, you think you've won, but as he gets to his feet, there's a twisted smile on his face. "You've got more power than I thought," he says, his voice laced with amusement. "But it's not enough. Not yet." Before you can react, he vanishes into the shadows, disappearing without a trace. You stand there, panting, your heart hammering in your chest, the power still swirling inside you. The pain in your side is sharp, but you ignore it. You know this wasn't a random encounter. This was intentional. They're after you, and this enemy isn't going to stop until you're taken down. The question is why, and what do they want from you? You clutch your sword tighter, your eyes scanning the darkness. This is only the beginning. The encounter with the masked stranger leaves a lingering unease in your chest. Your side burns where the blade grazed you, but the pain is nothing compared to the fear that gnaws at your thoughts. Who was that? And more importantly, why is he after you? You can't shake the feeling that you've only scratched the surface of what's really going on at the academy. The power inside you, the strange events that have unfolded, and the cryptic messages the pieces don't fit. And the answers are slipping through your fingers like sand. The next day, you try to focus on your training, but the nagging thoughts won't leave you. Every move feels wrong, off balance, as though the world around you is shifting in subtle ways you can't fully grasp. The students in the courtyard look just like they always do, eager, driven, but you can see the fear in their eyes. They know something. You can feel it. You step into the main hall, hoping for some clarity, but what you find is even more unsettling. That the grizzled instructors are speaking in hushed voices, their gazes darting to the door every time someone enters. The tension in the room is palpable, thick enough to slice through with a sword. Something is happening here, and you're caught in the middle of it. The voice that spoke to you in the shadows lingers in your mind. You've been chosen. Chosen for what? To awaken some ancient power? To destroy the academy itself? You step outside, hoping the fresh air will clear your head, but the feeling doesn't go away. The truth is just out of reach, and you know it's buried somewhere deep within the academy's walls. But where? That's when you see it, a flicker in the corner of your vision, a figure moving quickly between the shadows of the building. You've seen this person before, the Crimson Healer, but she's not acting like herself. Her movements are quick, her posture stiff, almost as if she's trying to avoid being seen. You follow her. You know this is risky, but you don't have a choice. Something is happening. She knows more than she's letting on, and you need answers. You keep your distance, moving quietly through the courtyard. The Crimson Healer's pace quickens, and you follow her into the lower halls where the air feels colder, darker. She enters a door, the restricted area, the place you've been forbidden to go, the place no one talks about. Without hesitation, you slip inside after her. The door creaks softly as you enter, your heart pounding in your chest. The room is dimly lit, the smell of old wood and dust filling your nostrils. The shelves are lined with thick, ancient books you weren't supposed to know about. You've seen them in the library, hidden behind glass. Books that speak of forgotten magic, of ancient rituals, of the bloodline. You move closer, the silence pressing on you, and then you hear it, the soft murmur of voices. The Crimson Healer is speaking to someone in the shadows, her words too faint to make out, but the tone is sharp, urgent. You need to hear this. You creep closer, careful not to make a sound, your breath shallow as you edge around the corner, and then you see them, two figures, standing in the dim light. One of them is the Crimson Healer, but the other, you don't recognize him. His face is hidden in the shadows, but his presence is unmistakable. There's a dangerous energy radiating off him, a feeling that makes the hairs on the back of your neck stand up. He's saying something in low tones, his voice cold and controlled. The Crimson Healer nods in agreement, but then, as if sensing you, her head snaps toward you. Your heart skips a beat as their gazes meet. She knows you're there. You shouldn't have followed me, she says, her voice colder than you've ever heard it. This isn't a game, the awakened one. You're not ready to learn the truth. The truth? You take a step forward, your voice steady, but your mind is racing. What truth? The man steps forward, his eyes gleaming with an intensity you can't quite place. He raises a hand, a slight dismissive motion that sends a cold chill through the room. The Crimson Healer's expression softens, almost pitying. You were never meant to know. The man's voice remains low, yet it carries weight. Now that you've seen this, you can't walk away. You take a step back, but the doorway seals behind you with a heavy thud. Darkness wraps around the room. Your chest tightens. Whatever this place is, you've only just crossed the threshold. Silence presses in from every direction. The space feels unnatural cold, still, and filled with a pressure that settles beneath your skin. This isn't a training hall or a test like the others. There's something more here, a purpose that hasn't yet revealed itself. Your breathing quickens as your eyes adjust to the low light. Somewhere ahead, the Crimson Healer remains motionless. Her posture is guarded, unreadable. A figure steps out of the shadows, calm, composed, his presence immediately unsettling. So, you've started to understand, he says, his tone sharp beneath its calmness. You square your shoulders. No, I don't. What is this place? What am I doing here? He walks forward, slow and unhurried, watching you closely. Behind him, the Crimson Healer doesn't move, her arms crossed, gaze steady. This is the center of the academy, the man says. This is where the truth begins to surface. And what we're asking of you, he pauses, eyes narrowing, depends on how far you're willing to go. Your throat tightens. You've fought through so much to get here. But this feels like something else entirely. His words land with weight, and your body responds before your mind can catch up, tense, alert, uncertain where this is headed. What do you mean? Willing to go? He gives a slight smile, calculated, not warm. You've already stepped beyond what most can handle. What's within you now isn't free. It was given, and every gift comes with responsibility. A chill spreads through you, not cold, but deep. You start to realize this isn't just about learning or earning strength. There are deeper layers here, intentions you weren't told about. The ability you've tapped into, the man continues, his voice steady, wasn't designed to be simple. It shapes those who carry it, reshapes them if they aren't ready. You take a step back, uneasy. You're saying I was chosen for something without being told? He nods. Not chosen, positioned, placed in a cycle that's older than this institution. Everything you've felt since you arrived, the shifts, the changes, they aren't random. And they weren't accidental. Your hands curl at your sides. That's not possible. It's already happening, he says. The moment you crossed the threshold, you became part of something deeper. This academy was built to contain what lies beneath it, and you've been placed at the center. You feel it now, a faint hum underfoot. The sense that something far larger than you has already been set in motion. There's still a way out, he says, but it comes at a cost. You'll need to let go of what brought you here and choose something greater. You hesitate, not because you doubt him, but because the truth is closing in, and once it lands, there's no turning away. I don't need a way out, you say. I need the truth. I need to know what I'm standing in the middle of. The man's smile fades. Then prepare yourself. The air shifts again. The floor trembles beneath your feet. The chamber responds not violently, but with pressure. A buildup, a release waiting to happen. Something below is responding to your decision. This isn't the end, the man says. This is where your part in it begins. The space changes. The walls seem to stretch outward. Light bleeds from the carved symbols lining the stone. You're not sure what's coming next, but you know this moment matters. And when it comes, you'll be ready. The truth is out now. The game has changed, and you're no longer just a student. You're the key to something much bigger, something more dangerous than you ever imagined. With each test, you've grown stronger, but you can feel the weight of the power inside you. The Academy's secrets deepen, and the path ahead isn't just about surviving. It's about mastering what you've unlocked. Are you prepared to face what comes next? Will you accept your destiny? The air in the arena is thick with anticipation as you step forward, side by side with Hawk. The gates close behind you, sealing off any escape. You've come too far to turn back now. The whispers of the Academy's secrets seem to echo in the distance, but right now, it's only you and Hawk facing the first of many trials ahead. The real test has begun. Hawk glances at you, his face set in determination, but there's a glint of something darker in his eyes, uncertainty, maybe, or fear. You can feel it too. The The bond between you is strong, but it's still new, untested in the crucible of what's to come. And in a place like this, trust is the one thing that could either make you or break you. The arena before you is massive, its stone walls etched with runes glowing faintly under the dim light. It's silent, but the air hums with magic, a power that seems to vibrate under your skin. You can feel the pulse of it, drawing you in, almost alive. But this is not the time for hesitation. You've trained for this moment, but nothing can truly prepare you for the trial ahead. Hawk steps beside you, his usual confidence radiating, but even he can't mask the unease you both feel. You've trained together, fought together in smaller skirmishes, but nothing like this. You've heard whispers of the trial, but no one knows exactly what it entails. What you do know is that this is the moment that will test everything: the strength of your bond, your resolve, and your will to survive. The gatekeeper of trials, a figure draped in dark robes, raises a hand and the ground shudders. "Step forward," she commands, her voice sharp as it cuts through the silence. You take one last look at Hawk, his eyes locked on yours, silently asking the same question. Can we survive this? The trial begins. Out of the shadows, massive creatures emerge, beasts towering over you, their glowing eyes burning with malice. These aren't mere monsters. These are testaments to the Academy's cruelty. Each creature is a challenge, designed to push you to the edge of your limits, and the one before you, now a creature of solid black armor with horns like jagged steel, seems determined to do just that. The ground beneath you shifts, and the first beast charges. The force of its charge sends shockwaves through the ground, the earth trembling under the weight of its steps. You and Hawk are already in motion, moving with practiced precision, your swords raised. But the beast moves faster than you thought, its claws swiping through the air, each strike designed to shred. Pain explodes as one of its claws grazes your side, sending a burst of energy through your body. You stumble, but Hawk is there, his body moving like a blur, deflecting the beast's next attack with a swift strike. He doesn't pause, doesn't hesitate. He's been trained for this, and you know that your lives are now tied together if he falls. So do you. The creature swings its massive claw again, and you meet it head-on, your sword clashing against its armor. Sparks fly from the impact, but the beast doesn't slow. You can feel the energy crackle through your sword, but it's not enough. This thing is stronger than you thought. Hawk moves in beside you, and for a moment, everything aligns. You fight in sync, your blades flashing as one. He strikes its side, and you follow with a powerful overhead swing. The creature howls in fury, but its movements slow just enough for you to land a hit. The beast staggers, and you see the weak spot, its underbelly, where the armor plates are thinner. Without thinking, you strike. Your sword cuts through the air with force, and the blade sinks deep into the creature's flesh. It roars in agony, the sound deafening, but you don't stop. You press forward, your sword now a blur, striking with relentless fury. With a final, powerful thrust, the creature collapses, its massive body crashing to the ground with a thunderous roar. The earth shakes with the force of its fall, but you stand tall, chest heaving, your body aching from the exertion. Hawk stands beside you, his face grim but determined. The silence that follows is heavy. The trial isn't over yet. You know there are more beasts, more challenges ahead. But you've survived the first, together. You glance at Hawk, and for a brief moment, there's a quiet understanding between you. You trust him, but the question still hangs in the air. How far can you trust this bond? How much further will it take you? The gatekeeper of trials speaks again, her voice cold and devoid of emotion. The first trial is complete. She pauses, her eyes scanning the two of you. But there are many more ahead. Your strength will be tested in ways you cannot yet understand. The ground shakes again, and the air crackles with energy. You and Hawk turn toward the next challenge. You've come this far. But this is only the beginning. The battle with the beast may be over, but the tension lingers in the air. You and Hawk stand in the midst of the arena, the ground still shaking from the creature's fall. But the trial isn't over. It's only just begun. You turn to Hawk, your breath heavy, your body sore from the fight. There's a brief moment where everything goes still. The noise from the crowd fades, and all you can hear is the sound of your own heartbeat, pounding in your ears. The bond you share with Hawk is palpable, but the question remains. How far can you trust him? He's fought by your side, moved with precision, and covered your back when you needed it. But this is the first real test of your bond. This moment, this trial, will determine whether you can rely on each other when it matters most. You nod at him, the briefest flicker of something unspoken passing between you. He doesn't smile, but his eyes hold a depth of understanding. He's just as aware as you are. This is more than just a test of strength. It's a test of trust. Suddenly, the ground trembles again. A low rumbling shakes the arena, and a deep growl fills the air. The gates on the far side of the arena open, revealing the next challenge. It's not another beast. This time, it's something different, something worse. Out of the shadows steps a man, cloaked in dark robes, his face hidden behind a mask. His presence is unsettling, the air around him thick with dark energy. You don't need to see his face to know he's dangerous. You can feel it. Hawk tenses beside you, but you don't need to look at him to know the question running through his mind. Do we fight together again? Or do we trust each other enough to face whatever this is? The man in front of you raises his hand, and the air shifts. Magic pulses from his body, twisting the very fabric of the world around you. The ground cracks beneath your feet, and the light in the arena dims, replaced by an unnatural darkness. The man speaks, his voice smooth, calm, and eerie. The challenge isn't just about strength, he says. It's about knowing when to strike and when to stand down. His words hang in the air like a challenge, a test of trust. And you know this isn't just about power anymore. It's about making the right choice. The arena is silent as you face the stranger, his dark presence closing in on you. You glance at Hawk, and in that brief moment, something shifts between you. You don't need to speak. You don't need words. You know that this choice is the real test. He steps forward, the mask hiding his emotions, but you can sense the tension in his stance. You follow, your body already moving, your instincts telling you to be ready. This isn't a fight like the last one. This is something far more dangerous. The man's magic explodes forward, a wave of energy that threatens to tear you apart. You leap to the side, narrowly avoiding the blast, but Hawk isn't as fast. The energy strikes him, sending him crashing to the ground. The air crackles with his pain, but there's no time to stop. You spring forward, adrenaline coursing through you as you land beside Hawk, helping him to his feet. He's still alive, but you don't have time to check if he's hurt. The man is already moving again, his power overwhelming. This is where your trust is tested, the masked figure says, his voice low and dangerous. Will you protect each other, or will you fail? You turn to Hawk, your eyes meeting his. The world slows for a moment, and in that instant, you both know. You can't win this fight unless you trust each other completely. You nod at him, your grip tightening on your sword. Now's the time. With a shared, silent understanding, you both launch forward. Hawk moves with precision, his attacks calculated, while you strike with force, your sword flashing through the air. The man fights back, his magic twisting around you, trying to stop you. But you and Hawk move as one, an unstoppable force. Every strike is synchronized, every movement coordinated. You feel it now, the trust that has been building between you two. It's the key to winning this battle. The magic surges around you, but the bond between you is stronger. Together, you land a final blow, and the man's magic falters. He stumbles, his power fading. You both stand tall, victorious, but exhausted. The stranger, beaten, falls to his knees, and the darkness around you lifts, the light returning to the arena. You look at Hawk, and this time he smiles. It's small, but it's real. The trust has been forged. And as the gatekeeper of trials' voice echoes through the arena, calling for the end of the trial, you realize this was only the beginning. The true test of trust has only just begun. The trial is over. The arena is quiet again, the echoes of battle fading into the distance. You and Hawk stand amidst the rubble, the remnants of the fight scattered around you. The creature's body lies still, its dark magic dissipating, but the tension in the air hasn't lifted. The challenge was won, but something inside you feels like it's only just begun. Hawk's breath comes in sharp gasps, his sword still gripped tightly in his hand. He turns to you, his eyes narrowing, the uncertainty returning. The fight was won, yes, but the real battle isn't over. The Academy still holds its secrets. You know, Hawk says, his voice low, that wasn't a normal test. That man, the one who attacked us, he knew too much, almost as if he was expecting us. You meet his gaze, the weight of his words sinking in. It wasn't just about power. This trial, this whole series of events, has been about something much more. You can feel it gnawing at you, just beneath the surface. What do you mean? You ask, your voice edged with caution. Hawk's jaw tightens, his eyes flickering toward the shadows that still cling to the arena's edges. I mean, he continues, his tone grim, we're being watched, and the real game is just starting. Before you can respond, the gatekeeper of trials' voice rings out from above. The trial is over, but the path to your true test lies ahead. Her voice is cold, emotionless, as always. You will find what you seek, but you must choose the right path. Not all that glitters in this place is gold. A chill runs through your body, and you exchange a look with Hawk. The gatekeeper of trials' words don't sit well with you. What path? What choice? The ground trembles once more, and the arena's walls begin to shift, the magical runes carved into the stone beginning to glow. A low hum fills the air, the energy in the room growing stronger. And then, with a sudden burst of light, a portal opens in front of you. The light is blinding, but as it fades, you see someone waiting beyond it. You step forward instinctively, Hawk at your side, both of you wary of what awaits on the other side. The figure standing in the portal is tall, draped in dark robes that seem to blend with the shadows themselves. The figure's face is hidden, but their presence radiates power, a power unlike anything you've felt before. You've made it this far, the figure says, their voice soft yet carrying an undeniable weight. But the real test begins now. Who are they? The question hangs in the air, but you can't form the words. The figure moves toward you, each step slow but deliberate. Something about them feels familiar, but you can't place it. Your instincts scream that this person isn't just a part of the Academy's trials, they're part of something much darker. We've been waiting for you, the figure says, their voice smooth, like velvet and steel all at once. The time is almost here for you to fulfill your true purpose. You take a step back, your heart pounding. True purpose? The figure continues, as if reading your thoughts. You and Hawk are the final pieces in a puzzle that has been centuries in the making. Your pulse quickens. Hawk, what puzzle? The bloodline you carry, the figure says, their gaze now fixed on you. The power awakened in you has been sought for generations. You glance at Hawk, but he doesn't meet your gaze. Instead, his eyes are fixed on the figure, his expression dark, conflicted. We've been testing you, the figure continues, pushing you to see how far you'll go to uncover the truth. But what you don't know is that you've only uncovered the beginning of the truth. The real danger is yet to come. Danger? Your throat tightens and your grip on your weapon tightens instinctively. What do you want from us? The figure smiles, a cold, chilling smile. We want you to succeed, but you must choose, the awakened one. They step closer, their presence suffocating. Will you embrace the power you've been given, or will you let it consume you? The room seems to close in on you, the walls pressing against your chest. The power inside you stirs, alive, and for the first time, you're not sure whether it's your ally or your enemy. You glance at Hawk, but his face is unreadable. This choice, it's not just about you anymore. It's about your bond, your trust. But will you make the right decision? You step forward, your pulse quickening. What do you mean? The figure's smile widens. You'll understand soon enough, they say before turning and walking toward the portal. But remember, nothing is ever as simple as it seems. The real test lies beyond. With a final lingering look, the figure steps through the portal, and it closes behind them with a sudden snap, leaving you and Hawk in the eerie silence of the arena. The air is still thick with magic, but now it feels different, heavier. You know the true test has begun. You feel it in your bones, and the worst part is, you don't know if you're ready for it. The silence after the figure disappears feels suffocating. The arena, once vibrant with energy, now seems to breathe in the stillness. You and Hawk stand motionless, the weight of their words heavy on your shoulders. The real test is only beginning. The bond you share with Hawk, the power you've awakened, it all feels so much more dangerous now. Hawk's voice cuts through the tension, low and cautious. What do you think that was about? His eyes flick to the spot where the figure stood, now just an empty space. What did they mean by the real test? You shake your head, not sure of the answer yourself. You felt the power when they spoke, felt the gravity of their presence, but you don't know what it means for you, for Hawk, or for the future. Your bloodline, the magic in you, everything has changed. And yet, you don't fully understand what it means. I don't know. You admit, your voice rough. You meet Hawk's eyes, but I'm going to find out, no matter what it takes. Hawk nods slowly, but there's a hint of hesitation in his eyes. You can tell he's thinking, processing everything that's just been thrown at you. This isn't the same world you thought it was. The Academy, its trials, your powers, it's all a web of secrets you've barely begun to untangle. The air around you shifts again, this time with a subtle crackle of energy. You glance up, and before you can react, a new set of gates appears at the far end of the arena, dark and imposing, covered in strange runes you don't recognize. The atmosphere in the arena has changed completely, and you can feel the pull of the unknown drawing you forward. Let's go, Hawk says, his voice steady, but his grip on his weapon tightens. He doesn't need to say more. You both know what this means. The test is far from over. You walk toward the gates, your steps measured, but the closer you get, the more the air seems to press in around you. The ground beneath you hums with magic, and everything feels wrong. There's something off about these new gates, something that makes your gut twist. But there's no turning back now. The gates open with a slow groan, the dark interior beyond lit only by faint glimmers of light. You step through, Hawk by your side, your breath quickening as the energy in the air shifts once more. The path ahead is shrouded in darkness, and as you move deeper into the unknown, you can't shake the feeling that you're being watched. You move forward cautiously, but the deeper you go, the more the feeling intensifies. It's not just the magic in the air, it's something else. Something alive. Something watching. Without warning, the path before you splits into two, each side equally shadowed, equally unknown. The uncertainty gnaws at you as you stand there, trying to make a choice. Which way? You glance at Hawk, and this time, there's no question. The bond between you two has been tested, but it's far from broken. Whatever lies ahead, you know you'll face it together. The real question is whether you can make the right choice. Will you go left or will you go right? The sound of a low growl breaks your thoughts, sending a chill through your spine. Out of the shadows, a shape emerges, a creature unlike anything you've seen before. It's tall, cloaked in shadow, with glowing eyes that pierce through the darkness. It doesn't speak, but moves toward you with an unnatural grace. Its body seems to ripple with dark energy, its presence overwhelming. Hawk steps forward, ready to fight, but you stop him with a sharp glance. The creature doesn't seem like an enemy, not yet, at least. It doesn't attack, only watches, waiting for you to make the next move. What is this? Hawk mutters under his breath, his voice tight with caution. You don't answer. Instead, you take a step toward the creature, your heart pounding. This is part of the test. This creature, its eyes locked on you, feels like it's waiting for something. You feel the magic pulse inside you, and for a brief moment, it's as if the entire world falls away. There's only you and the creature, its eyes boring into yours, and the air heavy with anticipation. The creature suddenly tilts its head, as if recognizing something in you. Then, without warning, it speaks. Only one can pass this trial, it says, its voice low and gravelly, like an echo from the depths of the earth. Choose wisely, for the wrong choice will lead to destruction. Your blood runs cold as the words sink in. One choice, one path forward, and the other leads to destruction. You exchange a glance with Hawk, who looks just as uncertain as you feel. The creature's gaze never wavers, waiting for your decision. Choose wisely. The creature's words echo in the air, its voice lingering like an ominous whisper. You cross the threshold as a fighter, but it was the leadership that the others saw in you. In the field, you protected them from monsters that crawled out of the grass. Inside the academy, you earned your place through force, focus, and fire. But power always comes at a cost. Whispers in the halls, strange vines in the greenhouse, cryptic journals with your mark burned into the page. This academy hides more than tests. It hides truth. Now, as the nights grow colder and the walls seem to breathe, one thing is clear. The real challenge isn't passing their trials. It's surviving what they never intended you to see. Choose wisely, for the wrong choice will lead to destruction. The weight of its warning settles heavily on your shoulders. You can feel Hawk's presence beside you, but his hesitation is clear. Neither of you wants to make the wrong decision, not now. The creature stands motionless, its glowing eyes fixed on you, waiting for you to choose. The darkness around you feels like it's pressing in, the path splitting ahead like an impossible fork in the road. The air hums with tension. Each breath you take, filling your lungs with the raw power of the Academy's ancient magic. You step forward, your mind racing. Which way? Left? Right? The creature's warning lingers, but there's more to this trial than just a physical choice. This is a test of judgment, of your very soul. Do you follow your instincts or the magic that surges within you? Hawk speaks, his voice low but filled with the same uncertainty that churns in your gut. We don't have time for this, he says, his hand tightening on his weapon. We have to decide, now. You glance at him, but the words don't come. What if we make the wrong choice? The question hangs between you, unanswered. The creature before you waits, its gaze unwavering. The two paths before you are identical in every way, yet the choice feels like a matter of life or death. You take a deep breath, the air thick with magic, and move forward, your footsteps echoing in the silence. You step to the left path, your decision final. The air crackles as you cross the threshold, but nothing happens. For a moment, the stillness feels like a victory. But as you walk deeper into the darkness, you feel it a shift. The ground beneath your feet begins to tremble again, this time stronger, more dangerous. The walls close in and the temperature drops, the chill seeping into your bones. Something's wrong. You exchange a quick glance with Hawk, his face tense. He's already readying his weapon, but you both know something's not right. The magic here feels wild, uncontrolled, as if it's fighting against you, pulling you back. You press on, determined to face whatever comes, but the feeling of unease only grows stronger. Suddenly, the path before you shifts. The walls shift, no, they move. The ground cracks open, and the very earth begins to rise, creating walls of stone that close off your escape. You're trapped. The creature's laughter echoes through the arena, the sound like 1,000 whispers, each one more sinister than the last. You've chosen poorly, it says, its voice colder than before. Now face the consequences. The ground beneath you buckles, and from the cracks in the earth, Monstrous figures rise, creatures of shadow and smoke, their eyes glowing with a hatred that chills you to the core. They move faster than you can react, their claws razor sharp, their mouths filled with jagged teeth. Hawk moves instantly, his blade flashing through the air, but the creatures are relentless, their attacks swift and brutal. You're already engaged in the fight, your sword cutting through the shadowy beasts. But there are too many. The arena shakes with their movements, and the air is thick with magic and the stench of the creature's foul presence. You fight side by side with Hawk, but the creatures keep coming. Each swing of your sword feels heavier, your energy draining with each battle. The power inside you is raging, but you're losing control. The bond between you and Hawk is the only thing keeping you going, but it's starting to feel fragile. Every strike you land doesn't feel like a victory. It feels like you're just barely keeping the darkness at bay. You take a step back, gasping for air, your body screaming from the exertion. What is this place? What kind of test is this? The creatures press closer, the weight of their numbers suffocating you. And then, just as you think you can't fight anymore, you feel it, the surge of magic, the magic you've been struggling to control. It awakens inside you, raw and untamed. Your gauntlets flare with power, and in that moment, you know you can end this. The choice may have been wrong, but you still have control. You still have the power to make it right. With a roar, you unleash the full force of your magic. It surges through your body, electrifying your veins, sending a wave of energy that crashes into the creatures. They howl in pain, the force of your power knocking them back, their bodies disintegrating into the air. When the last of the creatures falls, you're left standing, your chest heaving, your body trembling from the strain. The arena is silent again, the magic settling around you like a storm passing. You look to Hawk, and for the first time since the trial began, you feel the weight of your bond. You did it together. But the question still lingers. Was it the right choice? The gates in front of you open again, but this time there's no fanfare, no applause. The real challenge has just begun. The next trial awaits. And you know that the path ahead will be even more dangerous. But for now, you've proven something to yourself and to Hawk. You've survived the trial. But will you survive what comes next? The arena falls into an eerie silence after the battle. The creatures lie still, their forms disintegrating into the shadows. The power you unleashed still pulses through your veins, and the air around you crackles with the remnants of magic. You stand there, your chest heaving, your body aching from the strain of the fight. Hawk is beside you, just as exhausted. But his expression is grim. There's no relief, no victory in his eyes. You both know the real challenge is far from over. The gates that once led to your first test now seem insignificant, a mere prelude to the true trial that lies ahead. You've passed, yes, but you've also unleashed something. The beast within you is awakened, and you can feel it. The magic is too much for you to contain alone. The ground shifts beneath your feet again, but this time the rumble feels different. This isn't the Academy's typical test. This is something darker, something alive. You can't ignore the pull, the gnawing feeling in your gut, urging you forward. Hawk steps closer, his voice low and edged with unease. "What now?" he asks, his gaze flicking to the gate that looms ahead. "Are we supposed to keep going?" You don't have an answer. Your instincts scream at you to move forward, to find out what lies beyond that gate, but the uncertainty gnaws at you. The beast, the power you unlocked, it's inside you now, and you can't ignore it any longer. The gate opens without a sound, and the world beyond it feels like it's holding its breath. You step forward, Hawk by your side, both of you ready for whatever awaits. The air grows colder as you cross the threshold, and the walls of the arena vanish behind you, leaving only darkness. And then you hear it. A low growl, deep and guttural, reverberates through the space around you. The sound isn't natural, it's too raw, too primal. And before you can react, the ground beneath you shifts again, and something massive stirs in the darkness. You feel the ground shake, the power that it's pulling from the very earth beneath your feet. And then it emerges. The beast. The creature that steps from the shadows is unlike anything you've seen before. It's enormous, towering over you, its body covered in scales that glint in the dim light. Its eyes, two glowing fiery orbs, lock onto you, and for a moment, it feels like time stops. The sheer force of its presence is enough to make your knees weaken. This creature isn't just a test, it's a force of nature, a living embodiment of raw power. You instinctively raise your weapon, but the beast roars, a sound that shakes the very foundation of the world. You feel the pressure of the sound in your chest, your heart hammering in response to its power. This is not just a creature you fight with your sword. This is a test of everything you've learned, everything you've become. Hawk steps forward beside you, his eyes filled with determination. But even he knows this is not a fight you can win with brute force alone. "It's too strong," Hawk mutters, his voice barely audible over the roar of the beast. We need to think. You nod, your hand tightening around your weapon. Thinking won't be enough. But the bond between you and Hawk, the trust you've forged, it's your only chance. The beast charges, and you leap to the side just in time to avoid its massive claws. The air whistles as the claws scrape past, and you barely have time to react before the beast turns, its tail sweeping toward you like a wrecking ball. You dodge, but the tail catches your leg, sending you crashing to the ground. Pain explodes in your side as the force of the hit knocks the wind out of you. You can't stop you push yourself up, your body shaking, but the magic inside you stirs, angry, wild, and untamed. Hawk moves beside you, his sword flashing through the air, but the beast barely flinches. It's too strong, too powerful. But you can't let it win. Not now, not after everything you've been through. Your body burns with magic, and for the first time, you let it take over. You feel it surge through you, wild and chaotic. But it's no longer a burden, it's a weapon. You channel the power into your sword, and with a roar, you leap into the air, your sword aimed at the beast's heart. The magic erupts from your blade, striking the creature with enough force to shatter the ground beneath it. The beast howls in pain as the sword connects, but it's not enough. The creature's hide is thick, and the magic barely makes a dent. It swipes at you, and you're thrown back, crashing into the arena's walls. This isn't enough. The magic inside you is powerful, yes, but it's not under your control. It's too wild, too untamed. You need to tame it, but how? In that moment, you feel something. A pulse, a beat, a connection that runs deeper than the magic. You realize the beast is part of you. It's the Academy's true test, to face what's inside you and control it. You take a deep breath, focusing your will, your mind, your body on the magic within. And suddenly, it clicks. You feel the magic align, and you strike once more, your sword glowing with power, aimed directly at the creature's heart. This time, the magic flows through you with purpose. The beast roars one last time as your blade sinks deep into its chest, and with a final guttural cry, it collapses, its massive form crashing to the ground. You stand over it, your body trembling with exhaustion, your mind spinning from the battle. But you've done it. You've controlled it, and in doing so, you've proven something to yourself, to Hawk, and to the Academy. The arena falls silent, the beast's body still. Hawk steps forward, his eyes locked on you with a mixture of admiration and awe. You did it, he says, his voice low. We did it. But the words don't bring comfort. The weight of the battle, the power you unleashed, it's only the beginning. The true challenge is yet to come. And you know one thing for sure, you're not done yet. You stand over the fallen beast, your breath ragged, your body aching. But the victory feels hollow. The arena is still, but the magic in the air vibrates with an intensity you can't ignore. The ground beneath you is scarred, the remnants of the battle still fresh. And yet, something doesn't feel right. There's a presence dark, oppressive, that hangs over you, pressing down on your chest like a heavy weight. You turn, eyes scanning the arena for any sign of movement, but there's nothing. The silence is unnatural, the kind that makes your instincts scream that something is wrong. Your grip on your sword tightens, and you feel Hawk move beside you, just as alert, just as uneasy. We're not alone, you say, your voice low. Your senses are heightened, but you can't see the danger. The feeling of being watched grows stronger with every passing second, the air charged with magic. Suddenly, you hear it, a soft sound, barely audible at first. The faintest footsteps echo through the arena, coming from the shadows at the far side. You turn, sword raised, ready for whatever comes next. Hawk stands beside you, his posture tense, his gaze fixed on the source of the sound. This isn't the end. A figure steps out of the shadows, cloaked in darkness, moving with the silent precision of a predator. An enemy, but not just any enemy. This is something different. The air around the figure crackles with magic, an energy you haven't felt before. This is no ordinary student, no simple challenger. This is something else. The figure stops just within range, their eyes glowing faintly under the hood. You've done well, the figure says, their voice a cold whisper. But the real test is just beginning. You feel the shift in the air, the weight of their words sinking deep into your gut. Who are they? And why do they feel like the real threat, the true enemy in this place? Hawk's hand moves to his weapon, but you stop him with a glance. This is different. This is not a fight to be won with brute force alone. The figure steps closer, their presence overwhelming, the magic around them suffocating. You think you've unlocked your potential, the figure continues, their voice smooth as silk. But you're not ready for what's to come. The beast you face is only the first. Your pulse quickens, but you don't back down. What do you want? You ask, your voice steady but carrying the weight of your uncertainty. Who are you? The figure's lips curve into a smirk, their eyes glowing with dark amusement. We are the ones who keep the balance, they say, their voice dripping with a sinister calm. And you're the one who will tip the scales. The words hang in the air, chilling you to the bone. Balance? Tip the scales? Before you can react, the figure raises their hand, and the ground beneath you shifts again. The magic that pulses from them feels wrong, distorted. The air thickens, and you can feel the power rising, but it's not yours. This is where your true trial begins, the figure whispers. Just before everything around you shatters into darkness, the world goes dark. You hear nothing but the sound of your own breath, shallow and panicked. As you try to make sense of the sudden shift, the arena disappears, Hawk disappears, and you are alone. The magic around you is overwhelming, suffocating, like a dark cloud pressing down on you from all sides. You try to move, but the weight of the air makes every step feel like wading through thick mud. Your heart pounds in your chest, the sense of danger rising with every beat. Suddenly, a cold wind cuts through the darkness. Its chill biting at your skin. Your eyes struggle to adjust, but there's nothing, just blackness stretching on forever. Where am I? You try to call out, but your voice doesn't reach. It's like the very air is swallowing your words. And then you feel it, the presence. It's close now, surrounding you, lurking in the darkness like an intangible predator. You can feel it in the back of your mind, a pull, a call that you can't resist. You feel your body tremble from the inside out, as if your very soul is being pulled into the abyss. You try to push the feeling away, focusing on your breath, on the power inside you. But it's no use. The pull is stronger than your will. It's calling to you. Your body moves without your consent, drawn toward the center of the darkness. You step forward, your legs unsteady, and the cold intensifies. This place, whatever it is, it feels ancient. It feels wrong. And then, in the distance, you see it, a faint light. It flickers like a beacon, but it doesn't warm you. It's not comforting, it's inviting. And you know deep down that you have to reach it. You move toward it, faster now, the light growing stronger with each step. But the pull, that cold weight around you, grows stronger too, trying to drag you back into the abyss. The light becomes clearer as you get closer, and you see it, a tower rising out of the darkness like a jagged spire. Its surface is slick and black, covered in strange symbols that pulse with a sickly glow. The light comes from within the tower, but there's no warmth, no life. Just an overwhelming sense of emptiness. You step forward, your hand reaching for the surface of the tower, and in that moment, everything shifts. The air grows even colder, the magic swirling around you in violent currents. You can feel the power inside the tower, and it's like nothing you've ever felt before. It's ancient, raw, and it calls to you with a force you can't ignore. What is this place? Before you can answer your own question, the tower cracks open with a deafening boom, and the world goes black again. The world fades, leaving you lost in the blackness. The cold wraps around you like chains, and the magic swirling in the air presses down on you, making it harder to breathe. You can't move, can't think. The darkness is suffocating, like it's consuming you whole. But then, a spark, a pulse of light deep within the darkness. It's faint, almost imperceptible, but it's enough. The magic surging through your body stirs, rising with a power that you don't fully understand but can't resist. The air around you hums, charged with energy, and the darkness begins to recede, just slightly, as though it's afraid of something in you. You push against the weight of the darkness, your fists clenched as you fight your way toward the light. Each step feels like a battle, each movement a struggle against the power that threatens to swallow you whole. But you're not alone anymore. The magic, it's with you, part of you, guiding you through the void. The light grows stronger with each step, and then suddenly you burst through. The darkness shatters like glass, splintering into 1,000 fragments that fade into the void behind you. You step into the light, and the first thing you notice is the air clear, alive, and warm. You're standing in a massive open chamber, an ancient hall, its high ceilings disappearing into the shadows above. Strange markings cover the walls, glowing with the same eerie light you saw before. But here it feels different. It's not threatening. It feels ancient, as if the very walls hold the secrets of the world itself. The floor beneath your feet is smooth, covered in cracks, and worn down by time. But in the center of the room is something that catches your eye, an altar, dark and foreboding, surrounded by symbols that make your skin tingle with power. And on that altar, a book. It's bound in dark leather, its pages yellowed with age. The moment you see it, you feel something stir within you. This is it, the source of everything you've been searching for, the answers you've been craving. You step forward, the air crackling with energy as you approach. Your heart races, your hands trembling slightly as you reach for the book. What's inside it? What will it reveal? But as your fingers brush against the cover, the air shifts again, a violent tremor that shakes the entire chamber. The runes on the walls glow brighter, pulsing with power, and you hear a voice, no, a presence in the air, its words echoing deep within your mind. The heart of darkness is not what you seek, but what you become. Your blood runs cold as the meaning behind the words hits you. What have you become? The magic that courses through you, the dark power you've tapped into, it's no longer something you control. It's becoming something else. You stagger back, the weight of the words hitting you like a physical blow. The book on the altar shakes, the air growing colder as you realize this is a test. Your test. But what is the cost of passing it? And in that moment, you hear the voice again, clearer now. Only one can wield this power, but who will be left when the magic takes everything? The presence in the room closes in, suffocating, overwhelming. Your heart races as the walls around you seem to close, the energy from the altar pulsing faster, stronger. The magic is alive too, alive, too much for you to control. You step back, your mind racing as you struggle to comprehend the words you've just heard. Only one can wield this power. The weight of it hits you, only one. You've been chosen for something far beyond the trials, beyond the Academy's tests. This isn't just about strength, it's about fate, the fate of the magic, of the power inside you. It's been drawing you toward this moment from the very beginning, and now, you have to make a choice. You reach for the book again, but something inside you resists. The air crackles, a warning. If you open it, you'll unlock something far beyond your understanding. Something dark. But then again, what's the alternative? A part of you wants to turn away, to leave the altar untouched. The magic feels wrong now, like it's turning on you, twisting inside you. You've come this far, but is the cost too high? Can you control this power, or will it consume you just like the creature in the arena? Your fingers hover over the book. The magic responds to your touch, humming with a strange, unsettling power. It's waiting for you. But are you ready for it? Your breath catches in your throat as you hear the voice again, this time not in your mind, but in the air around you. This power will consume you. Are you willing to pay the price? Are you? With a final shuddering breath, you open the book. The world around you explodes. The air shatters like glass, and the ground beneath your feet cracks open, splitting wide as the magic erupts from the book, swirling around you, choking you with its intensity. The darkness, the power it fills you, overwhelms you. The force is so much stronger than anything you've ever felt before, so much stronger than your own magic. You feel yourself shrink in its presence, as if the magic is taking over, swallowing you whole. You can't breathe, you can't think. But then, in a burst of light, everything stops. The world reforms, and you stand at the center of the chamber, your body thrumming with raw, unfiltered power. The book is closed, but you know that it's changed you. The power inside you now feels different, darker, but more alive. And in that moment, the choice is clear. You've passed the test. But the question remained, at what cost? Your body burns with the magic, and for the first time, you know you can never go back. The power inside you is part of you now, and nothing will ever be the same again. The voice echoes through your mind once more, as cold and unyielding as the power itself. You have awakened. Now, face the consequences. The path you've walked has led you here, but the true trials are still ahead. The magic is no longer just a tool, it's a part of you. As the darkness looms larger, you must decide how far you're willing to go to control it. The Academy, once a place of fear and mystery, now stands before you, but you can feel the change. The magic that pulses through its walls. The secrets hidden within, they're no longer foreign. They belong to you now. The power you unlocked has woven itself into your very soul. And though you don't fully understand it, you know one thing for certain. You are ready. The ground beneath your feet trembles, but it's not fear this time. It's the magic inside you pulsing with energy, reacting to the very essence of the Academy. You're not just a student here anymore. You're something more, something greater. Hawk walks beside you, his steps measured, his hand resting on the hilt of his weapon. He doesn't speak, but his presence is enough. You exchange a glance, and for the briefest moment, you both share the unspoken understanding you've come too far to turn back now. As you walk deeper into the shadows, the air around you grows heavier, thick with magic, as if the very walls are alive. The darkness isn't just in the environment, it's inside you now. The magic stirs restlessly, and for the first time, you wonder just how far you've gone. How much of yourself have you given away to this power? Ahead, the sound of footsteps reaches your ears, and you're immediately on alert, your hand instinctively reaching for your weapon. Hawk does the same, his eyes scanning the darkened path ahead, his muscles coiled, ready for whatever comes next. But the figure that steps into view isn't an enemy. It's the keeper, the one who controls the trials. The figure is cloaked in shadow, but their presence fills the air, a wave of authority that settles over the arena like a weight. The keeper's eyes glow, the only visible part of their face, and you can feel their gaze lock onto you, weighing you, measuring you. You've made it this far, the keeper says, their voice low and commanding. But you know as well as I do that the true challenge lies ahead. The magic inside you is growing, but do you understand it? Can you control it? You don't answer at first, the question hanging in the air. The keeper's words are sharp, their eyes piercing through you. There's no malice in their voice, but there's a challenge there, an expectation that weighs down on you like a test. I'm ready, you finally say, your voice steady despite the uncertainty that churns within you. Are you ready? That's the question that haunts you. Can you control the power you've unleashed? The keeper nods, their expression unreadable. Then prove it. With a swift motion, they raise their hand, and the air around you shifts. Magic crackles like thunder, and before you can react, the ground beneath you trembles again. The world seems to bend, and from the shadows, monsters emerge, creatures, large and terrifying, their eyes glowing with dark power. They are not physical beings. They are magic incarnate, manifestations of the very darkness you've tapped into. The first of them charges forward, its body a swirling mass of shadows, its claws extended, ripping through the air toward you. Instinct takes over, and you're already moving, your sword drawn, your body coiling with the magic that's now yours to command. You strike, your sword cutting through the shadow, but it doesn't stop, it doesn't flinch. It's only when Hawk strikes from the side, distracting the creature, that you manage to get in close enough to land a blow. Your sword slices through the darkness like a knife, but there's no satisfaction in it. The creature falters, but only for a moment. It's not enough, you mutter to yourself, the realization dawning. The magic inside you isn't enough to stop these creatures. It's only when you push further, letting the magic take hold of you completely, that the creatures begin to falter, their power weakening against yours. Your sword crackles with energy as you unleash the full extent of the power you've unlocked. The creature screeches, its form disintegrating under the force of your magic. The others follow suit, their bodies fading away into the ether, defeated. But even as the creatures fall, you feel the weight of the challenge ahead. The trials are far from over, and the real battle lies not against the monsters you face, but against the power within you. You glance at Hawk, who gives you a nod. There's no relief in his eyes, no satisfaction. Only the understanding that this was only the beginning. You've come this far, but the darkness is still calling, and you know you're just getting started. The aftermath of the battle is still ringing in your ears, but the arena is silent once more, save for the distant hum of magic. You and Hawk stand side by side, your bodies battered and bruised from the fight. But even as the dust settles, there's no time to rest. The trial isn't over yet, and you can feel it, the weight of what's to come. You glance at Hawk, his face grim but unreadable. He's already moving, his steps measured, ready for whatever comes next. This fight wasn't just a test of power, it was a warning. The darkness, the magic, it's growing stronger with every moment. And you can't shake the feeling that you're being watched. You stand in the center of the chamber, your chest heaving, the remnants of battle all around you. The darkness that once felt suffocating has dissipated, and now you're left standing, your body broken, but your spirit unyielding. The figure watches from the shadows, their presence still looming over you. Impressive, they say, their voice a whisper on the wind. But this was only the first step. The real trial lies beyond. You turn, facing the next challenge, knowing that this trial has only just begun, and whatever comes next, you're ready. The moment the last of the creatures falls, the arena falls silent. The air is thick with the remnants of magic, the battle's heat still burning through your veins. Your chest heaves with exertion, your hands trembling from the effort. But as the echoes of the fight fade, something else begins to settle in the gnawing feeling that something far bigger is at play here. You glance at Hawk, his face grim but resolute, his sword still in hand, though it's coated in the dark energy of the monsters you just destroyed. He meets your gaze, his expression unreadable. But you can see the question in his eyes, the same one that's been gnawing at the back of your mind since the moment the trial began. What now? The silence that follows feels suffocating, but you don't have time to dwell on it. The figure, who you know now is the key to this trial, steps forward, their presence commanding the space around them. Their eyes are unreadable, but you can feel the weight of their gaze, as if they're waiting for something, waiting for you to react. You've done well, they say, their voice soft but heavy with meaning. But this is only the beginning. The real test isn't about strength, it's about what you're willing to sacrifice. The words hang in the air like a cold mist, settling over you. Sacrifice? You feel the weight of it already, your body, your mind, your soul, all of it is being tested in ways you never imagined. The battle you've just fought felt like it was only the first of many. But the real cost of this power, this test, it's still unclear. And now you're not sure you're ready for what's to come. Sacrifice? Hawk echoes, his voice tinged with suspicion. What are you talking about? What do you want from us? The figure steps closer, the air around them darkening, and for a moment, you feel like you're facing something far older than you ever imagined. Their gaze locks with yours, and there's something almost invasive about it. They can see inside you, see the very essence of the power you've unleashed, and they know what it will cost. "I want nothing from you," the figure replies, their voice calm yet filled with an eerie weight. "But the magic you've unlocked isn't free. Power like this—" They pause, their eyes narrowing. "It always demands a price." You feel a chill run down your spine. This is what you've feared. The power coursing through you. It's more than just strength. It's a force that can tear you apart, leave you hollow. You've already sacrificed part of yourself to gain it. But what else will it take? "You've already given much," the figure continues, their voice low, almost mournful. "But you will need more, much more. This power will not stop. It will consume you if you do not learn to master it." The weight of their words hits you like a physical blow. You can feel the magic inside you, pulsing like it's alive, feeding off of your energy, demanding more. The thrill of the fight is still fresh in your mind, but beneath it is something darker, something dangerous. "You speak of control," you say, your voice steady, though your hands still tremble with the aftermath of the fight. "But you don't understand. This power, it's too much. I can't control it. It's controlling me." The figure tilts their head, studying you closely. There's something almost pitying in their expression, but their words are sharp. "You're not the first to feel this way," they say, "but you're also not the first to fail. The price of this power is steep. Some fall into darkness, consumed by the very magic they seek to control. Others," they pause, and you feel their gaze harden. "Others find the strength to master it, to use it for something greater." Hawk steps forward, his voice cutting through the tension. "And what if we don't want this power?" he demands. "What if we want nothing to do with it?" The figure smiles, but it's not a comforting smile. "You have no choice," they say, their voice smooth but final. "The magic has chosen you, and now you will either learn to control it or you will be consumed by it. The choice is yours." The words hang in the air like a threat, and for a moment, the weight of it all crushes you. This isn't just about surviving anymore. This is about something much darker, much more dangerous. And the stakes, they've just gotten higher. The figure steps back, their eyes never leaving yours. "You've passed the first test," they say, their voice cold. "But the true trials are still ahead. You will face them alone or together. But choose wisely, for the cost of failure is irreversible." With that, they vanish, their figure disappearing into the shadows, leaving you and Hawk standing in the center of the arena. The power inside you burns, restless and demanding. You can feel it, pushing against your skin, wanting out, wanting to be used. And as you stand there, the weight of the test heavy on your shoulders, one question burns in your mind. Will you control the power inside you, or will it consume you, like so many others before you? The air grows heavier with each passing second, the pressure around you thick with the weight of the figure's words. The price of this power, it's a cost you haven't fully understood yet, but you feel it now, deep in your bones. The power inside you pulses, like an angry beast waiting to break free. But you know one thing for sure, this power doesn't come free. You glance at Hawk, who's standing just a few paces away, his eyes narrowed, his mind clearly racing through the implications of the challenge you've just faced. He doesn't speak, but his body language says everything he's feeling it too. The uncertainty, the danger. You can't deny the fact that the Academy's trials are far from over. In fact, they've only just begun. You take a deep breath, trying to steady yourself. Your heart is racing in your chest, but you push the feeling aside. You've survived this far. You'll keep surviving. This power, though dangerous, could be your key to surviving the coming trials, but it could also be your undoing, the cost of failure. It's irreversible. The figure's words linger in your mind, a constant reminder of the stakes you're facing. The true trials are ahead, they'd said. You will face them alone or together. But you don't know if you can trust Hawk entirely, not after everything that's happened. The bond you share is strong, yes, but in a place like this, trust can be a fragile thing. The path ahead is shrouded in darkness, the ground beneath you still trembling from the force of your magic. The walls of the arena have shifted, their once solid stone now cracked and broken, as if the very place has been scarred by the power that's awakened inside you. This place is changing, and so are you. You can feel the magic still flowing through you, raging, waiting to be unleashed again. It's a constant hum beneath your skin, a reminder that you're no longer the same person who entered the academy. You've crossed a line, and now you must live with the consequences. Hawk steps forward, breaking your thoughts. We need to move, he says, his voice tight with urgency. His grip on his sword is firm, but his eyes betray a flicker of doubt. The figure made it clear the trials aren't over. Whatever's ahead, we'll face it together. His words are steady, but you know that this is different. The trials, the magic, the power inside you, it's all leading to something bigger, something far more dangerous than either of you can understand. And you have no choice but to press on. You nod, your expression determined. Together, you can face anything. At least that's what you tell yourself. But the truth is, deep down, you're not sure. You're not sure you can control the power that's inside you. You're not sure you can trust anyone, not even Hawk. The ground shakes again, but this time it's not the tremors of magic. It's something more, something alive. The walls of the arena begin to shift again, opening up into a new path. You can feel it, the weight of something new coming. This way, Hawk says, motioning toward the new opening. The path ahead is long and winding, shrouded in mist and shadow. The air is colder now, and the sense of dread in your gut grows stronger. You take a step forward, but before you can fully move, a loud crack splits the air. The ground in front of you shatters open, revealing a dark chasm below. From the depths, a creature rises. Its form is shifting, made of shadows and light, but you can see its glowing eyes, a pair of beasts, one for each of you. Its form takes shape in the darkness, twisting into something monstrous. The creature screeches, the sound rattling your bones. You're caught between fear and adrenaline, your heart hammering in your chest. The power inside you surges wild, but you don't let it control you. Not yet. Hawk steps beside you, his voice steady, yet filled with the same uncertainty you feel. We need to fight it. Together. Without hesitation, you raise your sword. The creature's eyes lock onto yours, and a surge of energy floods your senses. The magic, untamed and chaotic, rushes to your fingertips. You feel that the power you've awakened is growing stronger, but so is the creature before you. It's testing you, pushing you to the edge. The battle begins, and every move feels like you're pushing against an unstoppable force. You and Hawk strike together, but the creature is fast, its shadowy form shifting with every blow. The ground beneath your feet trembles as the beast lashes out with claws that crack the stone, each swing of its arm sending shockwaves through the arena. You dodge, narrowly avoiding its attacks, but every move feels like a gamble. Is this the true cost of the power you've unlocked? Is this what it feels like to wield magic so strong it threatens to consume you? You strike again, your sword glowing with power as you channel the magic inside you. It responds, crackling with energy, and the creature stumbles. You see the opening, and with one final, determined thrust, you drive the blade deep into the creature's heart. The beast lets out a howl, its body twisting and disintegrating into nothingness. The air goes still, the creature's body fading into shadow. You stand there, your chest heaving, your body aching from the exertion. The magic inside you still surges, but you've won for now. Hawk lowers his sword, his eyes on you, his expression unreadable. We made it. He says, but his voice is hollow. You both know this victory is just the beginning. The trials, the power inside you, it's all leading somewhere, and you can't help but wonder where it will end. The creature lies in pieces, the remnants of its shadowy form fading into nothingness. The arena around you seems to breathe with the aftermath of the battle, the air still thick with magic, but the heavy silence that follows feels like a warning. The victory is hollow, and the cost of it hangs in the air like an unspoken promise. Your body aches, your muscles screaming from the exertion. But it's not just your body that feels the strain. The magic inside you burns, and with it, a feeling of something shifting something inside you that refuses to settle. You try to ignore it, but the weight of the power is hard to ignore now. It doesn't just feel like it's part of you anymore, it feels like it owns you. You glance at Hawk, who's breathing heavily, his eyes locked on the fading remains of the creature. There's no satisfaction in his gaze, no relief from the battle. Just that same heavy weight, the weight of what you've both just faced and what's still to come. We're not done, Hawk says, his voice tight with frustration. He looks at you, and there's a glint of something else in his eyes, something you can't quite place. But you know it's there. Doubt, fear. It's hard to say, but it doesn't matter. You can feel it too. The magic inside you has changed you, corrupted you in ways you don't fully understand. I know, you reply, your voice rough from the battle. You glance at the gates ahead, the ones you need to pass through to reach the next trial. The path ahead is unclear, the danger is growing with each step. But you can't stop now, you're too far in. Hawk steps forward, his sword still in hand, but his body is tense, like he's expecting something more. Is he afraid too? You both walk forward together, the weight of the trials bearing down on you. The walls around you begin to shift again, the runes on them glowing brighter as you approach. There's no sound, no warning, just the suffocating presence of magic, the feeling that something is waiting. And then it happens. A crack splits the ground beneath you, and the entire arena shakes. The walls crumble, and the floor gives way as more of the Academy's twisted creations rise from the shadows, beasts that are even more dangerous than the one you just defeated. Their forms are shifting, made of raw magic, each one moving with purpose as they close in on you. You and Hawk instinctively take a fighting stance. Your weapons are ready. The power within you rages, but you can feel the pull of the magic growing stronger, like it wants to break free. You can't let it, it's too dangerous, but you don't have a choice. The beasts, they're coming. The first creature lunges toward you, claws reaching for your throat, but you're faster. You sidestep, slashing your sword through the air, but it's not enough. The creature's body shifts, its form turning into liquid shadow, its claws reappearing just as quickly. You strike again, but it's like cutting through smoke. You can't hold on. Hawk is already in the fight beside you, his blade flashing through the air, his movements fluid, but the creatures are relentless. The power inside you surges once again, wild, like an untamed beast clawing to be set free. You grip your sword tighter, channeling the magic, trying to push it back. But it's not enough. It feels like the more you fight, the stronger it becomes. Another creature strikes, its jaws snapping inches from your face, but you manage to block it with your sword. The impact sends a shockwave through your body, the pain sharp and sudden, but you push through it, ignoring it. The creature shifts again, this time becoming a blur of shadow, its movements too fast for you to track. It's almost like it anticipates your every move. You swing your sword, but it's too late, the creature is already upon you. And then you feel it, the power suddenly rushing through you like a flood, overwhelming your senses. The magic inside you surges, its force so intense that it knocks you off your feet, sending a shockwave through the creatures around you. No more holding back. You release the magic, letting it consume you, filling every part of you with its power. You feel your body change, your senses sharpening as the magic takes control. Your sword crackles with energy, the air around you vibrating with power. The creatures hesitate, sensing the shift, and that's when you strike. You move faster than you ever thought possible, your sword cutting through the creatures with effortless precision. They can't keep up, their forms disintegrating under the force of your magic. The battle rages on, but with each strike, you feel the control slip away. The magic is no longer something you're wielding, it's consuming you. Finally, with one final burst of energy, you unleash the full extent of the magic, and the creatures collapse, their bodies fading into nothingness. The silence that follows is deafening, but you can't focus on that now. You're still standing, still breathing, but the magic inside you is still there, still alive. You look at Hawk, your body trembling from the exertion, your magic still raging beneath the surface. He's staring at you, his eyes wide with something you can't quite place: fear? Awe? Admiration? It doesn't matter, you've passed this trial, but the question remains, what price have you paid? You stand in the aftermath of the battle, your chest heaving, your muscles aching, but it's not the physical wounds that gnaw at you. It's the feeling of the magic throbbing inside you. It's alive, like a beast you've unleashed, and it demands more with every breath you take. Hawk stands beside you, his eyes scanning the fallen creatures, but you can see the uncertainty in his gaze. The fight is over, but the real test, the true price of the power you've awakened, is just beginning. The dark energy still lingers, swirling around you like a storm that refuses to die down. The moment you release it, it feels as though it's taking control, and you know you can't let that happen. We survived, Hawk says, his voice quiet but filled with unease. He doesn't look at you when he speaks, but you know what he's thinking. How much longer can we survive this? You don't answer at first, you can't. The truth is, you don't know how much longer you can control it either. The magic inside you feels like it could explode at any moment, its hunger growing as you move. The power feeds on your emotions, on your actions, on the fear and anger you've experienced since you first stepped into this place. But you won't let it consume you. You take a deep breath, trying to steady yourself, and with it, you push the magic down. You suppress the storm inside you, forcing it into a cage for now. It's harder than before, and the strain it takes to contain it leaves your hands trembling, your body feeling weak in the aftermath. Hawk watches you, his gaze sharp. We need to keep moving, he says, though there's no real urgency in his voice. It's more like a command, a reminder that you're not done. The trials aren't finished. The path ahead is still dark and dangerous, and you've only just scratched the surface of what lies in wait. You nod, swallowing the lump in your throat. The bond between you and Hawk is strong, but this magic, it's making everything feel fragile. The path ahead is unclear, but you don't have time to dwell on that. You can feel the magic building again, this time with a different intensity, like it's preparing for something bigger. Your footsteps quicken, your sword at the ready, your senses heightened. Whatever lies ahead, you need to be prepared. You're done being afraid. As you move deeper into the unknown, the ground shifts beneath you once more. The walls seem to breathe, and the air crackles with energy, thick with the presence of magic. You've reached the next gate, but it's not what you expected. The gate is taller than the others, its surface covered in intricate symbols that glow faintly in the dim light. The moment you step closer, a wave of magic crashes over you. This one is heavier, more oppressive, like it's testing you again. You can feel the weight of it pressing down on you, but you don't back down. You push forward, the magic inside you stirring, waiting to be released. As you approach the gate, a voice suddenly fills the air, deep and echoing. The price of power is never without consequence, it says, the words dripping with malice. You seek strength, but what will you lose to claim it? The gate begins to open, slowly, revealing a dark corridor ahead. The shadows stretch long, as if inviting you into the unknown. But the question lingers in your mind. What price will you pay? You step into the corridor, the darkness closing in around you like a living thing, swallowing the light. The air is colder now, the oppressive weight of magic making each breath harder to take. This is not just a trial, it's something else, something darker, something that knows you. The path ahead is narrow, the walls closing in as you walk deeper into the shadow. Each step feels like you're walking further into the unknown, but you can't stop now. The magic inside you calls to you, urging you forward, and you know you can't ignore it. Hawk moves beside you, his footsteps heavy but steady. He doesn't speak, but you can feel the tension in his body. He senses it too, the pull of the magic, the sense that this trial isn't like the others. You can almost feel the Academy's secrets pressing down on you, its walls alive with a force that refuses to let you leave. Suddenly, the ground beneath you shifts again. But this time it's not the tremors of power, it's the whispers. You hear them, soft at first, but growing louder as you walk. Faint voices, barely audible, but their words scrape against your mind, demanding attention. You stop in your tracks, your heart pounding as you strain to listen. The voices come from every direction, each one pulling at your thoughts, urging you to listen, to give in to the darkness. The magic inside you surges in response, whispering back, offering power, more power. You close your eyes, shaking your head to clear it. This isn't the path you want to take. You're stronger than this. You can control it. You won't let the magic or the voices control you. Hawk, you murmur, your voice barely above a whisper. He doesn't answer at first, but when you glance at him, you see that he's caught in the same trance. The voices are pulling at him too. The magic is testing you both, pushing you to the edge. We have to ignore them, you say, more to yourself than to him. We can't listen to this. Hawk's eyes flicker, and for a moment you think he might falter. But then, just as suddenly, the magic snaps back into place. The voices fade, their whispers turning into a soft hum, as if they've been banished by the sheer force of your will. Hawk looks at you, his expression grim but steady. We have to keep going, he says, his voice strong again. The bond between you strengthens, and together you move forward once more. But the path ahead is even darker now, more uncertain. The magic pulses with a new intensity, and you feel that this is only the beginning of what lies ahead. The labyrinth shifts around you, its walls closing in, the shadows growing darker and more oppressive. The air feels colder, thick with the remnants of the dark magic that you've unleashed. The trial, you realize, isn't just about surviving the monsters or the tests of strength, it's about surviving yourself. The magic is growing inside you, becoming a force you can't ignore, a power that demands to be controlled or destroyed. Your sword feels heavy in your hand as you walk deeper into the twisting maze. The weight of your decisions, the consequences of what you've done, hang over you. What if I can't control this power? The doubt lingers in the back of your mind, threatening to consume you. But you can't let it. Not now. Not when you've come this far. The shadows ahead seem to stretch and shift like the walls themselves are alive, testing you. But then you hear the sound of footsteps, slow and deliberate. You aren't alone anymore. You turn to face the sound, your heart racing as the shadows seem to swallow the light. And then, out of the darkness, they appear. Figures cloaked in shadow, their bodies indistinct, their movements fluid and unnatural. Their faces are obscured, but their presence is unmistakable. The magic in the air quivers around them, an energy that you can feel but can't touch. They're too far beyond your reach. We've been waiting for you, one of them speaks, their voice a soft whisper that makes your skin crawl. The test has only just begun. The words cut through the silence like a blade. You grip your sword tighter, eyes scanning the figures before you. This isn't a test of strength. This is something else, something far darker. The creatures move toward you, their footsteps barely making a sound, their forms flickering in and out of existence. They don't walk, they glide. The air around them seems to bend and warp, like they don't belong in this world. And just as you think you might be able to fight them off, the ground shifts beneath your feet. And the room changes. You're no longer in the labyrinth, you're somewhere else. The arena is gone. The shadows have swallowed everything, and in their place is a vast empty void. You look around, but there's nothing, just an endless blackness that stretches far beyond your reach. You can't move. The ground beneath you feels cold and unnatural, like it's alive, feeding on your every step. The figures stand still now, watching you, waiting. The silence stretches on, and you're left to wonder, is this part of the trial? Is this the point where you lose yourself, where the darkness takes you? And then, one of the figures steps forward, their voice a low hum that vibrates through your body. Do you understand the cost of the power you've awakened? They ask, their tone almost mocking. Do you understand what you've become? You try to speak, but your throat is dry, your voice stuck in your chest. The figure's words hit you like a blow, and for a brief moment you wonder if they're right. What have you become? The power inside you feels like it's consuming you, like it's part of you, but also something separate, something darker. You can feel it, the magic stirring inside you, pushing against your will. The figure smiles, their face hidden beneath the cloak, but you can see their eyes glowing faintly. They step closer, their presence suffocating. You've come this far, but you can't control it, they whisper, the words sending a shiver down your spine. You're just like all the others who came before you weak. The last word hangs in the air, and for a moment, you feel it, the doubt, the fear, the thought that maybe, just maybe, they're right. Maybe you aren't strong enough for this. And then you feel it, the magic, raging inside you, wanting to break free. It calls to you, urging you to fight, to take control. You can feel the strength in your hands, the power swirling around you, demanding to be used. Without thinking, you raise your sword, the magic within you responding, swirling around the blade. It crackles with energy, lighting up the void. The figure before you raises their hand, and the darkness around you shifts. But this time, you don't hesitate. You strike. The air erupts with a shockwave as the blade connects with the figure's form. They stagger back, but they don't fall. Instead, they laugh, a deep, hollow laugh that fills the emptiness around you. Impressive, they say, their voice echoing in the void. But you haven't won yet. And then everything changes. The ground trembles, and the blackness begins to crack open, revealing something else, something far more sinister. In the distance, you can see the heart of the darkness, a massive, pulsating orb of magic, the source of everything that has happened. The trials, the power you've unlocked, and the true enemy, it all leads back to this. You take a deep breath, the magic surging through you once more, and as you step toward the heart of the darkness, you know this isn't the end. The real trial has just begun. The darkness that surrounds you feels like it's closing in, suffocating, as if the very air is alive with magic, raw and untamed. The ground beneath your feet trembles, and the oppressive weight of power pushes against you, threatening to break you. You've faced monsters, battled through trials, and unlocked powers you don't fully understand. But now, standing before the source of the dark magic that's been pulling at you since the beginning, you feel the weight of what you've become. The heart of the darkness lies ahead, a massive, pulsing orb of black magic that seems to breathe, its glow shifting with every beat. The very sight of it sends a shiver down your spine. The air around you vibrates with power, the walls of the cavern seeming to hum with energy. The orb seems to draw you in, calling to you, tempting you with promises of more power, more control. You take a step forward, the ground beneath you crackling as the magic responds to your presence. You feel it, surging through you, awakening something darker, something you've kept buried. The magic has always been a part of you, but now, it feels like it's part of the world, as if you are both the source and the conduit of its power. Hawk is beside you, but even he seems distant, his face pale, his eyes fixed on the orb. He can feel it too, the pull of the magic. It's unnatural, it's wrong, but it's not something either of you can ignore. Not now. I didn't think it would be like this, Hawk says, his voice barely above a whisper. He doesn't look at you, but you feel his uncertainty, his fear. He's not afraid of the creatures you've faced. He's afraid of this, the magic, the cost. And you meet his gaze, your heart pounding in your chest. This is it, the moment you've been dreading. The power you've unlocked has brought you here, to the heart of the darkness, where everything changes. The figure, the trials, the creatures, they were all just tests. This is where it all comes together. We don't have a choice, you reply, your voice steady, even though doubt gnaws at your insides. Do you have a choice? The question echoes in your mind, but you push it away. There is no turning back now. The power is here. The choice is before you. You step forward, your sword heavy in your hand, and you feel the magic respond to your every movement. It flows into your limbs, your veins, your very soul. You can feel it coursing through you, like a fire that threatens to consume everything it touches. You have to control it. You can't let it take over. You take another step, and the orb pulses brighter, as if aware of your intentions. The walls around you shudder, the very air thickening with the magic. It's so close now, the heart of the darkness just in front of you. its power threatening to overwhelm everything. Suddenly, the darkness shifts. The orb seems to grow, its energy swirling around you, expanding outward, its dark tendrils reaching out like claws. You try to move, but the air seems to freeze, holding you in place. The power is so intense, so overwhelming, that for a moment, you think you might fall into it, be consumed by it, like so many before you. But then you feel the magic inside you. It's your power. You've unlocked it, you've awakened it, and now you can control it. You focus, pulling the magic back, willing it to obey. The power resists at first, but you push through it, pushing the magic down until it settles into something manageable. The orb pulses again, its energy rising like a tidal wave. It doesn't want to be controlled. It wants to consume, to destroy, but you won't let it. You won't let it break you. You raise your sword, the magic crackling around you, and with a shout, you strike. The energy explodes from your blade, a force of pure concentrated power that slams into the orb with a deafening roar. The world around you shatters, the force of the impact sending shockwaves through the very air. The orb cracks, splintering under the force of your magic, and with one final deafening explosion, it shatters, sending waves of energy rippling through the cavern. You stand there, panting, your body trembling with the aftermath of the attack. The magic that once pulsed so strongly inside you flickers, its power beginning to fade. The darkness lifts, the oppressive weight in the air dissipating, leaving you standing in the remains of the shattered orb. But it's not over. You know it isn't. The trial was just the beginning, and the consequences of your actions still linger. The magic inside you stirs, restless, ready to consume you again if you let it. You've won this round, but the real fight, the true battle, is just beginning. "We did it," Hawk says, his voice filled with disbelief. He's not looking at you. His gaze is fixed on the shattered remains of the orb. But what now? You take a deep breath, steadying yourself. The magic may be fading for now, but you know it will return. The question is, can you control it? And more importantly, can you survive what comes next? The magic inside you crackles, wild and untamed. But the battle is over. The shards of the shattered orb lie scattered around you, their power dissipating into the air. The arena falls silent, the oppressive darkness finally lifting, but a new weight settles over you. You've survived this trial. The magic inside you flickers weak for now, but you know this isn't the end. The true cost of the power you've unlocked is still to come. You stand at the epicenter of the shattered world, the air still heavy with the echoes of the trials. Hawk stands beside you, his breath still ragged, his sword at the ready, but even he knows this isn't over. You both exchange a glance, the bond between you stronger than ever, but the uncertainty is there. What now? A low rumble shakes the ground beneath you, and suddenly a figure steps from the shadows. It's not the Keeper, nor any of the creatures you've faced before. This figure is different. Cloaked in shadow, their presence sends a shiver down your spine as they step forward, their face hidden beneath a hood. But their eyes, those eyes, glow with an unmistakable power. It's the same power you felt from the orb, from the academy itself. This isn't just another test. This is the final trial. "You've done well to come this far," the figure's voice booms, its tone heavy with ancient authority. "But your trials have just begun. What will you do with the power you now possess? Will you control it, or will it consume you like it has with so many before you?" Your heart races as you step forward, your hand instinctively moving to your sword, but there's no immediate attack. The figure's words hang in the air, and for a moment, you wonder if they're speaking the truth. What will you do? "I've already made my choice," you say, your voice steady. "I'll control it." The figure nods slowly, but there's no comfort in their expression. "Control. But at what cost?" Their voice is full of ancient wisdom, a warning that feels like it's cutting through your very soul. The magic you've unlocked is a force of nature, and to master it, you must face what lies beneath the surface. There are consequences for every choice. You feel the weight of their words, but it's not enough to make you hesitate. The magic that courses through you is yours. You control it, and whatever lies ahead, you will face it. Suddenly, the ground shakes once more, and before you can react, the figure raises their hand. The world around you splits, a crack opening in the very fabric of the arena. From the split, a surge of dark energy rises, filling the air with the hum of chaos. The final test is here. The figure steps back, their form dissolving into the shadows. And in their place, the air around you warps, a new presence filling the space, a power unlike anything you've felt before. It's a beast, a massive creature made entirely of dark, swirling energy. Its form shifting like smoke, but its eyes are burning with raw power. This isn't just a physical battle. This is a battle for your very soul. The creature charges at you, its roar deafening, its claws cutting through the air with a force that shakes the ground beneath you. Without thinking, you move, your sword already raised, but you feel the magic within you surge, a force of destruction, waiting to be unleashed. You strike, but the creature vanishes into the shadows, reappearing behind you. It's faster than you can track. Its attacks overwhelming. You can't fight it like before. This isn't just another monster. This is a force of nature, a test of your will. But you won't back down. You can't. The magic inside you surges, responding to your call. You are in control. You raise your sword again, focusing all your energy into one final strike. With a battle cry, you swing, the magic crackling through your sword as it meets the creature. The collision sends shockwaves through the arena, but the creature is relentless. You push harder, your heart pounding as the power inside you roars, your body shaking from the strain. And then, with a final, explosive burst of energy, your sword cuts through the creature's form, splitting it in two. The air erupts with magic, and the creature disintegrates, its power fading into the ether. You stand victorious, but your body is trembling, your magic exhausted from the battle. For a moment, everything is silent, and then the figure's voice echoes through the arena once more. You've passed the final trial, they say, their voice cold and final. But this is not the end. There is always more to lose. The shadows begin to close in once more, but this time you don't feel afraid. As the shadows fade, you stand alone, the arena now silent, but the sense of unfinished business still lingers. You've crossed the line, and now the true consequences of your power have begun to reveal themselves. The magic is stronger than ever, and with it comes a responsibility you're not sure you're ready to face. The final trial awaits, and this time it will test everything you've learned.